There's that movie, Network. And I don't think I've ever watched the movie. I think I watched an overview of the movie one time. And there's this famous scene in it. If you Googled Network speech, there's like 2 or 3 of them. But one of them is this guy in a board meeting room. Like a wooden, expensive table with maybe 20 lamps that are like green, and it's like expensive wood, and it's an expensive looking room. So in the 80s, 70s, I guess they like to do board meetings on a big board table. You know, it's probably like a 40-foot, 50-foot, 60-foot table. I really don't know. If you've ever seen something like in Law and Order where they have the expensive apartments with the wooden engraining, kind of like that, I guess. And there's this famous speech he gives. It's something like, there is no da-da-da-da, and then he goes through and he's like, there is only Exxon, there is only Mobil, he goes through a bunch of corporations. I don't remember all of them. Some of them are not pertinent anymore, like AT&T. Who gives a shit about AT&T anymore? Or, Bell. It might have been Bell. There was a famous speech by that Apple guy where he was talking about how in the 60s there was just like one phone company, and then they broke them up, like 3 or 4 of them. There used to just be the phone company, and then there became AT&T, and I don't know, was there some other companies? AT&T and whatever. So he's going through all these fucking corporations from the 60s or 70s. I don't know, it's just a cool speech. He's got a cool voice. He's a cool motherfucker. What is his if I was going to mimic him, how would I mimic him? Mr. Beale, you have, I don't know, he does something you have angered the gods. I have to go re-listen to the speech. It's a pretty cool speech, though. If you haven't, you can just Google it. It's a 5-minute speech or a 10-minute speech. It's not, you don't have to watch movies. You can just watch the highlight of the movie, and it's a time saver. You don't have to. It's not that good of a joke. So I was thinking of that speech, and then I was like, I want to reverse that. I want to be like, there is no AT&T. There are no Sunni Muslims. There are no Shia. There are no Protestants. There are no Catholics. There are no Democrats. There are no Republicans. There is only the individual. I don't know. That'd be like an extremist individual answer. I don't know. Extreme individualism. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know. I'm going to go, what is it, Friday at 10:30? And I'm walking, thinking about that stupid movie. Oh, okay, here's a car coming, sorry. Okay, so I'm still trying to get catharsis. I've been thinking about that. I'm still obsessed with this place I was working at. And I was trying to come up with a new answer for it. So I'm looking for my faults. And my faults would be, I was working at this place, and my job was to do something related to finishing a product. You call it grinding, I guess. It's a disgusting job. You get all grindy bits on you. If you Google grinding, it's not a fun thing to do, but it's a job. You gotta put Tombstone pizzas on the table. You gotta put Red Baron buy one get one free pizzas on the table. So I'm not judging that part of the job. The grinding part I'm not judging. What was the story here? Oh, so they had these so it's at the end of what they would call, if you're listening to a Hank Williams, his son, there's I know how to work a line. He has some song where he says that. Work a line. I don't know. So they had a line. And a line is where you have multiple people doing a job in a line. Right? That's what a line is. I don't know. It's a Hank Williams Jr.'s son. I don't remember the difference between their names. Hank Williams Jr. and Hank Williams? Was his son named Hank Williams Jr. Jr.? I don't know. But there's one, the older one, the one he might still be alive. He has one where he's talking about a line and run a line. And so at the end of the line, they'd make mistakes through their run. And then I would have to draw a little sticker thing or a little marker. They didn't give me a marker, but I was supposed to tell them where their mistakes were. And, I bought a marker. I either got a marker, they either gave me one, or I bought one, or I think I bought one at one point because, I enjoy, let me be very blunt about this. I really enjoy trying to stick it to the man. I gotta learn to not do that. Someday I'm gonna not do that, but for this story, that's not the point yet. So I'm drawing marker thingies on them, and I'm sending them back to them, and then sometimes they'll send them back to me. And they'll still be not finished. You put 5 markers on it, and they'd fix 2 out of 5, or let's say they fixed 1 out of 2. I don't want to be an asshole to them. Maybe it was 1 out of 2. I had 2, and they only fixed 1. I spend my time drawing an arrow, and they don't fix the shit. They don't seem embarrassed that they fucked up twice, right? Because they fucked up the first time when they missed it, and then they fucked it up again when, there's an arrow and they don't fix the little 3-inch arrow on let's say a 5x5x5 sort of contraption that is welded together. Let's call it that. That's a semi-fair analogy. So, I'm an exploitive person. Let's be blunt about this. I'm not a nice guy. I'm always looking for an edge. I'm always looking for an angle. So, some of these mistakes were really tiny mistakes. They were, sometimes you start getting to this thing where you'd have like 20 mistakes, but they were tiny ones and they'd all add up together, and you'd have to send that back to them. So I sort of just cheated, and I was like, I'll teach myself to weld and I'll fix the shit myself. So the altruistic answer is I really care about the company. I learned to weld because I really care about I don't give a shit about any company. I don't give a shit about myself. Let me be blunt about this. I saw it as an exploitive opportunity where I could teach myself a skill. I didn't know how to weld. So I guess I learned, I stole from them. I learned to weld by being there. So that's worth what, $500, $1,000 if you added a monetary value to that skill. So I stole from them, I guess. I'm not a nice guy, but on the other hand, they really weren't disciplining their people, which was kind of getting annoying because, when you draw arrows on stuff and they don't fix it, it becomes, a boundaries issue of, the emotional part of me. When someone fucks up, I'm okay, but if someone fucks up twice, it starts getting into the I want to hurt you area. My gut reaction is, this is a failure to communicate, and I want to put on some sunglasses and carry around a rifle. And so in this story, I'm the bad guy in Cool Hand Luke. I'm the sheriff from Cool Hand Luke in this story. No, I'm not Cool Hand Luke. I'm the guy with the cool sunglasses. So let me go get my rifle and my cool, are they aviator sunglasses? Everybody wants to think they're Cool Hand Luke, but really, what if you're you're the sheriff? Is he a sheriff? He's the enforcer. The sheriff would be the guy who's the southernish fella who owns the place, right? He would be hey there, boy, we gonna teach you here, boy. And he doesn't do the stuff himself. He gets the enforcer to do the stuff, right? Because the southern fella with the kind of effeminate voice, he's kind of effeminate, isn't he? I mean, isn't the owner guy in the Cool Hand Luke story, right? I mean, I'm not, hey there, boy, we gonna make you our friend, boy. And then he's got the guy with the cold glasses who, has cold glasses. They're mirror-ish. They're very mirror-ish. Huh. So I stole from them. I guess technically I stole from them because I taught myself to weld without their permission. So I'm a thief. I'm a bad guy. I'm a pretty terrible person in hindsight. Oh well. I do enjoy it. It's good to try and steal from those effeminate southern gentlemen who are all like, "Boy, we friends." And in the back of your head, this fella is probably not the nicest guy ever, but whatever. He has to do his southern voice jokes, and I have to do my Cool Hand Luke and the guy with the glasses are actually the same person, right? Because in an alternative universe, Cool Hand Luke would have been the evil sheriff guy, right? Or no, I don't remember. Who's the villain in that story? Is it the effeminate Southern guy, or is it the sheriff guy? Is it the enforcer, or is it the guy who tells the enforcer what to do? I don't know. I'm tired. I'm not actually tired. I'm trying to get catharsis here. I'm trying to get some sort of clarity. Trying to grow. You know, it's hard to grow. You know, because I can't get any Viagra. Where can I get some Viagra around here? I gotta grow. Is there like intellectual Viagra? You know, I'm kind of flaccid intellectually here. I need to grow. Oh well. What other jokes? You don't have jokes. Jokes. It's funny because I keep watching this. There's this. I've never played the video game, but there's a video game called Final Fantasy VI, and there's a famous villain in the game called. He's a clown. He's an evil clown. And the cool thing about this villain is it's very Dark Knight-ish. If you want to call it derivative, you might say the Joker was a derivation of him. But then again, if you go back to the 15th and 16th and 17th century, they had clown characters who were not the nicest people, and there's always a lot of people sucking up to people, and there's a lot of what might not be called truth. I don't actually know. I mean, this world was never really my home, so I'm not good at this world. I don't get all you people's, you know, it's very, because on this one hand, you have kind of like the history of history, or not the history of history. There probably is a history of history, but in history, there's always this constant change. Like there's, it was done this way, and then it was done this way, and then it was done. So the goal is to try and be on the forefront and to be good at something, to be the tip of the spear, to be, you don't want to be fixing typewriters in the year, 2020 something, whatever year it is. And I don't want to get all John Oliver on you, but when it's the year 2025 and you people aren't using typewriters anymore. You people should be using typewriters, not whatever word processors or, I bet the smart people are talking into their computer. I don't even know. I wonder what the smart people do. I wonder what the tip of the spear people are doing. Not me. I'm a typewriter guy. I don't own a typewriter. I mean, symbolically, I'm a typewriter guy. I'm 5 or 6 things behind, I guess, which kind of sucks. Being behind is not good. You want to be the tip of the sphere. You want to be the Neuralink satellite in space. You want to be the ion cannon. You want to get nukes first. You want to be America in 45 when they dropped the nuke on Japan. You want to be first. You don't want to be second. Never be second. It's not good to be second. There's that Alec Baldwin one. First place gets a new Cadillac. Second place gets he gets something like a all-you-can-eat steak. And then third place gets something. They get something too. Oh well. Good old Alec Baldwin. Oh, I had a good one. I was thinking about this earlier. It was Sean P. Diddy Combs got arrested because he was collecting ladies, and he would turn them into like his sex slaves. All right, he had, he could like pimp them out. If he wanted to be your friend, he'd be like, hey, you want to hook up with that lady? And she was kind of his property because he had blackmail material on her, and he had a bunch of. He was kind of in the story that's being told, he was kind of a pimpish character. I mean, I don't know direct hand. I'm saying that's my understanding of the story. I'm not accusing him of being a pimp or anything like that. But his network was revolved somewhat around, hey, you like her? I can hook you up with her. That was kind of his MO, maybe. I don't really know. I mean, and I was thinking of someone else. There was someone else who was doing that, right? There was someone else in my life I was thinking of that. Because, if you're a leader, you want to be able to hook the people up with pussy. Because he who controls pussy controls the fate of humanity, right? I wonder if the Tsar had like a big thing of pussy he could hand out. You like her? I'm Tsar Nicholas. I can hook you up with that pussy over there. I don't want to start off with Trump, but Trump might have a harem. He's like, hey, you like her? I can hook you up. Obama's got some ladies. Hey, you like her? You are on my side. I can hook you up there, buddy. It's the Obama pussy fund. He's got a pussy fund. Of ladies he's got blackmail material on that he can hook you up with, and he'll be in your network. When I was younger, the cell phones were a bigger deal, and you had to pay per minute, and they had this term called like in the network. If you're in the Democratic network, you get Democratic pussy. If you're in the Trump network, you get Trump pussy. If you're in the P. Diddy network, you get P. Diddy pussy. But he got all his pussy taken away because he got arrested. So, and then there's the different networks. Maybe there's religious networks. Like the Catholic network has Catholic pussy, and then the Protestant and the Baptist and I don't know. I'm hypothesizing here. I'm taking one story and I'm extrapolating it outwards, right? So, I wonder how much of life is, pussy networks, because you have or is it like we met at our Baptist church at the Baptist dance? Or is it just like you're walking around randomly? Do you really want random pussy? You kind of want your pussy in the network, right? You don't want to have out network pussy, because outward network pussy is it's also, outward network pussy could also be a femme fatale. She isn't in the network. And by not being in the network, you really can't trust her. She doesn't have a network. So be wary of unnetworked pussy. Isn't that how the hookers work? You normally have a pimp because your pimp is your network. And if you're not in the network, your pimp protects you. Isn't that kind of a story? I saw that movie, American Gigolo, and that one black fella, that pimp fella, he wasn't very nice. He was setting up that guy for something. You gotta have a pimp that'll protect you. Richard Gere was getting set up pretty bad in that movie. So you gotta have a nice pimp who will protect you. You gotta be in a good pussy network, or if you're selling your man pussy, you gotta have a good man pussy network. If you're a worker, are you selling your man pussy? Because I kind of always looked at work as kind of like prostitution. I mean, do you really want to fold envelopes for Mr. George? It's kind of very similar to wearing fishnets, right? You put your fishnets on and put that mini skirt on and go out there and get old Pimpy McGee, get him his money. Because you got to pay your pimp money, right? Or you got to give him an envelope. Oh well, I should have been a pimp. I wish I was a pimp. That'd be kind of a fun job. I think what I would do is I would just have I'd do like what they did in Yugoslavia. I'd just open up a hotel and I'd chain them in the hotel. That's the good old days when all you had to do was take over. That's a really dirty joke you just made. You should not make that joke. The ones I never get is, if you're like a coquette prostitute, those 5,000, 10,000 ones, do they have pimps, or are they just all singling it out now? Is it all done through some website? Is the website their pimp? Who protects these lasses and ladies from the dirty fellas out there who will, that's why you need a pimp, you gotta have a pimp. Is a union a pimp? Kind of. Maybe, I don't know. My pimp protects me. I'm part of Local 227. They make sure I get my fair share when I pimp my ass out. That's not a pro union thing. It's more of a unions are pimps, and so are the pimps, and so are the I'm neutral union. I don't know. I have no clue if unions are good or bad. They can be good, they can be bad, they can be neither. I don't know. So let's see what else. You were going to try and learn a story. You were going to try and learn a thesis, right? Or a catharsis. You were going to try and learn a moral. What was the moral of that? It was, okay, you stole from them, I guess, so they hated your guts because you were always you weren't letting them solve problems, you were solving problems for them, which was upstaging them, so don't upstage your boss. Maybe that's it. What's another moral you could maybe learn? I don't like learning morals. I know everything already. Right? Or do I not? I don't know. Maybe I don't. What other stories do I know? I mean, stories. I'm not telling stories. I'm telling truths. I'm telling deep, fundamental story truths, right? So here's the story. There was these 10 servants, and they were all eating cheesecake at a cheesecake factory table, and one of them had 2 slices of cheesecake. What's the moral of the parable? I don't know. A cheesecake at the cheesecake factory. So 2 servants are given money, and one of them buries it in the ground, and then one of them invested in Bitcoin or something, or another one invested in BitConnect, and another one invested in I don't know. He plants a bunch of seeds in the ground. I don't know. I don't fucking know. These stories are weird. I don't like servants and master stories, man. That Jesus fella, that's a weird one. Like, what the? It's weird. I thought we were supposed to be individuals, not servants and masters. I thought we were supposed to do contracts and stuff. I thought capitalism was about writing out contracts and, you have I don't know. I don't think America's actually a capitalist society. I think we don't do a lot of contracts. We do a lot of, I guess we call it like teams. And teams are kind of socialistic, and I don't really like teams. I'm a bigger fan of contracts, maybe. It's not that I'm against working. It's just that I'm against it not being contracted in an appropriate and healthy. Because the opposite version of that is where you get people who are like, that's not part of my contract. And then as a boss, you kind of get annoyed, like people are only willing to do certain jobs. I can understand that. That could be annoying. And then on the other hand, there's jobs, there are jobs I won't do. I don't see myself as being a positive. I refuse to be a positive influence on people because I don't think that I don't want to teach people things I know how to do because we're all at war with each other. Right? Isn't that what the world is? It's supposed to be a war of all against all. And the civilization is just a facade to mask that, because secretly I want to have nukes and I want no one else to have nukes. And the bosses will want you to teach other people how to make nukes. And I want to be the only person with nukes. No one has the right to tell me to teach other countries how to make nukes. I don't have any nukes. I wish I had some nukes. That'd be kind of cool. Huh. You're talking about Final Fantasy VI. I never played the game, but I did watch some YouTube videos on this nice, handsome fella named Mr. Kefka. And I'll tell you, that Kefka fella, he's a character. I don't get it. Mr. Kefka. Mr. Kefka. It's got some cool music too. I like his music more than I like the. So history is the goal is to be the tip of the spear and to not be the typewriter in the computer age. But I'm a typewriter in the computer age, so I'm kind of fucked. So then the goal of life is there is no stability. There's only constant destability, and you have to constantly try and get new skills or you become outdated and obsolete. It's kind of like no one uses AOL 2.0 anymore. When I was a kid, AOL, was it 4.0? I think it was 4.0. It was pretty fucking dope. But if you brag about AOL 4.0, you're kind of fucked now, right? So, that's not good. God, I miss those AOL 4.0 days. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when AOL 4.0 was still relevant. It's kind of cold. It's very dark. I don't see a lot of light tonight. Is there a moon? Where's the moon? Where are you, moon? I do not see a moon. That is why it is so dark. It is darkest before the dark, or the light, or the dark, or the light, or the dark. I don't know. That wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be. I thought I had something better, because I've been ranting in my head for a couple hours now. I guess I ranted it all out earlier in my head. I should have taken a walk earlier instead of now, because now I'm just empty. Maybe I can find a new thing to find. Stars. There's a light in the sky. What's on your brain? What's on your brain? You did have the one from yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before, where you walked around in the snow and you had the... Why are there so many cars here? There's like 20, 30 cars here at the park, and there's no one here. What are you people doing? What are you up to? What are you people up to? What network are you? I'm against all networks. If I had my way, humans would have to be individuals. You'd be forced to be... I don't know if that works, right? Because that would be the destruction of the family. That would be destruction of... Like, what percentage of life is not the individual? That's a good question. Bowling teams, or some book from not from the 50s, it's like a 90s or a 2000s book called Bowling Alone. Because back in the 50s, people were in like bowling leagues. And now people bowl alone or something. That was the moral of the book. If you wanted to be part of the meta of political science, you had to read that book. You had to be part of this. You had to know the importance of bowling or something. I don't know. Not that smart, so... Time to bowl. You know, when I was a kid, they had like clans. When you play those online games, they have clans. You know, League of Legends, did it have clans? They have teams. And then the World of Warcraft had clans, probably. And then the RuneScape had clans. You know, you'd have friends and you'd PK together if you were part of a PK group. PK. Huh. PK. It's like a gang, you know? You gotta join a gang. The Bloods, the Crips. Sometimes they go in PK, you know? The KKK, they PK. The Black Panthers, they PK. The ISIS, they PK. You know, you gotta PK. Get those rune skimmies. Get those rune plates. Those rune chests. Those rune helms. Those lobbies. Lobbies are short for lobsters. You know, because lobsters are very good food to eat. You ever had a lobster? Well, in that one game, what's it called? RuneScape? Yeah, it's called RuneScape. Lobsters. Swordfish? I think swordfish were better than lobsters, right? And then there was pizzas, and pizzas were better than swordfish in that you could take a half of a pizza or a quarter. You could eat it in two pieces instead of just one. So that was kind of cool. Swordfish versus lobster versus pizza. Maybe there's some soups. Soups in a sandwich. You could maybe get a soup in a sandwich. Maybe a Subway, Quiznos. They had some sponsored foods. They had, you know, sometimes RuneScape would sponsor a food like, you know, Pizza Hut pizza or Domino's pizza. I don't know which one gave you more HP. One of them gave you more. They never did that. This is a joke. I'm just trying to give some ideas out here. If you're an admin for RuneScape, maybe do some advertisements and get people to buy, you know, new McDonald's hamburgers, 12 HP, 5 HP, but they're cheap. They're $1. They're $2. They're swordfish, lobsters, salmon, trout. There was shrimp. I think you could get shrimp. You could get, what could you get? Were there some cakes? Maybe, I don't know. Bread, maybe. I don't remember. I remember doing trout and salmon. And I got some swordfish. Oh, they had that whitefish. What was the whitefish called? Flounder? Was it a flounder? Or was it a white? It was a sea fish. It wasn't a swordfish. Huh. Wish we could go turn back time to the good old days when I cooked me some swordfish. And it's not that good of a day, right? That was pretty average, right? Cook me some wobbies, cook me some swordfish, cook me some tunas. They had tunas. The white ones were called tunas. So you could catch tunas, and then tunas were below swordfish. Swordfish were the best. Sharks, they might have had sharks. Sharks might have been more HP than swordfish. I don't think I ever caught a shark. Huh. Oh well. That's interesting. Wish we could turn back time to the swordfish. Swordfish, swordfish. Man, my hands are cold. I should have got other gloves. I need to get some windproof gloves. Then I wouldn't be so stupid because, you know, it's cold and the wind blows through the thin mitten. How thick are these? They're not that thick. I got 2 sweaters and a t-shirt and then a long sleeve thin orange shirt. I need to get a windproof jacket. That's what I need, a windproof jacket. That'd be cool. That'd be the coolest motherfucker ever. I need to get like a neon green or yellow windproof jacket. Imagine how fucking dope I'd be then. I'd be the coolest motherfucker since, I don't know. I don't got anything good. So that other night I was walking around in the snow for 2 hours and I'm trying to connect the Borg to the Matrix, to Terminator, to RoboCop, into the Matrix. Was it? Yeah, the Matrix. There it said the Matrix. And Blade Runner, would Blade Runner be in there? Because where's the divergence? I don't know what that word means. What does divergence mean? Where is the connection between robot DNA and the Matrix and fake realities in the Matrix and, you know, augmented reality as in cyborgs, as in, you know, that one fella I was talking about, that, not Chud, the opposite of Chud. He was a Chad. His name was Chad, Navy SEAL fella. Who's Chad's name? Chad's name is, he has a Chad name too. His name is Chad McChadster, the Navy SEAL YouTuber guy. What's his fucking name? Holy fucking shit. Well, his name is Chad McChadster. So, you know, 20-inch biceps. He can carry a 50 cal and shoot it from the hip. And, you know, because he would be a good cyborg, right? You'd want him to have like T800 implants. If I was the president, I'd be like, give that man cyborg implants so that he can kill. I don't know, who's the new who's the new OBL these days? You kids, when I was a kid, we had OBL. Who do you kids have? Who's our designated OBL? Our KSM? Who's the KSM of today? Who's the, is Putin a K? I don't think, he needs an acronym. What would his acronym be? Oh well. There was some Joe Rogan podcast where they were saying they were going to go after the Mexican drug cartels. That's kind of cool. They could be the new OBLs. I saw that movie Sirico. Didn't they do that in Sirico? Sirico was a movie about killing drug cartel leaders, right? Josh Brolin, maybe? I'm walking through one of the this is a neighborhood. It's part of the Black Network. So there were some black people getting in a car, so driving by me. Probably going out to the club. They're part of a pussy network, probably. So maybe you should go through the expensive white neighborhood. You can walk downtown. You'll see some white, part of the, probably the Democrat and Republican pussy networks are down there. The pussy network. You like that one? That one amuses you. The incel that I am, it amuses me too. I don't know if that's fair. Here, what was the joke you were thinking of earlier? You're thinking of, I once told this joke in a 400 level history class. And there was this lady sitting next to me to the right. And I would describe her as like an 8 or 9. She looked kind of like a model. She had like a size 2. She wasn't white. She was maybe Hispanic or Latino. But she had like model legs. And she had one of those asses where, it goes in on itself. Where it's like, it's like a... I don't know how you describe that. What do you call the ass when it goes zoop, zoop? I don't know. And then I was thinking, I don't really want a girl who laughs at my jokes. I just want, just let me stick my cock in you. I don't really even care that you don't like it. I don't want to be told. Don't pretend you like it. I don't mean you don't have to hate it, but just be like, I'll let you. Don't do the fake moans, please. That's disgusting. Don't be someone else for me, please. I find that concept infuriating. I pick you up. I don't know if I call this a rape fetish, but it's the, you pick someone up and they let you have sex with them, but they're not like crying. It's like, yeah, you can do that. I'll let you. That would be is that a rape fetish? I guess that's technically a rape fetish because it's a devaluation of sex to the point where it's an odd one. That was because it wasn't a good joke that I told, and she laughed at the joke. And I remember thinking, what are you trying to flirt with me here? Come on, that was not a good joke. Here's the joke. The joke was, it's not the great, it was either the Great Awakening, so it's, was it a mediocre awakening? Because there's the Great Awakening, where there's some like mediocre awakenings, where there's some like average awakenings. There's, I don't know. There was Lyndon Johnson had the Great Society. Was there like the Mediocre Society? Was there like the Average Society? Let me think. Donald Trump wants to make America great again. Could we aim for just like good? Let's make America good again. And then we can go great after we get it at good. I don't know. I mean, you're just playing with words. You're just changing people's words to higher and lower, not tones, but if there was a scale, there's great, good, average. The premise of the joke is you just sort of change it up and down. You go, it was the awesome awakening. It was superb. What does superfluous mean? I have no clue what that word means. It was the superfluous awakening. It was the not so good. It was the 10 steps forward, 1 step back awakening. It was the 2 steps back, 1 step forward awakening. It was the, I don't know. Was it even an awakening? What if it was just like a little bit of an awakening? What's a word for awakening? Was it like one of those where have you ever dreamt that you woke up but you're still in the dream? What if it was one of those things, You woke up and you're like, I'm awake, but you weren't. You were still in the dream. The Great Awakening. The fake awakening. You were kind of awake, but you were still sort of in that sleep. You ever like woken up and you can't move? That's kind of a creepy feeling, but you're awake, kind of. Are you really awake? I don't know. Well, that's the Great Awakening right there for you fellas, brothers. We're all going to have a great awakening. And then we're still not going to be able to move. And then we're going to find out we're still asleep. It was just a dream that we woke up into another dream. I don't want to get all, not Memento. Was it Memento? He had a memento in the movie. I don't want to get all Christopher Nolan on you. But it was awakening. And then we found out we were only in another Matrix, I guess, because, it's just Matrixes all the way. It's Turtles all the way down. The Turtles invented the Matrix. Or, I don't know. Really obsessed with the Matrix now. False realities. Didn't the communists have that? They had you have to have a constant revolution. You can't stop the revolution. You have to constantly have it. And then in the 70s or 80s, there was kind of a bureaucracy in the Soviet Union where it became kind of like there were the elites within the Soviet Union. And then they were kind of corrupt. It wasn't very communistic. They lost some of their communist jeunesse. I need to learn that word better. Jeunesse de voir, their joy of communism. Because, if you're going to embrace communism, you got to embrace the constant killing. You got to constantly building new canals. Killing people. You got to constantly send people to the gulag. Oh, well. Because that was one of my theories. I was thinking about this in terms of like the place I was working. They want you to think about what they want you to think about. They don't want you zoning out when you're working, even though, when I say zoning out, I'm trying to think of how to explain this. You kind of just want to do your job and be left alone. That would be called zoning out, right? Like you're given a task, you're given a contract. Your contract is to fulfill this. You have the materials and abilities to do it. And then you have people who will interfere. Like sometimes you ever work somewhere where like the person almost seems like they're paid to make your job harder. I wonder if they actually do that, or if it's just like because the people at the top sort of know that like what you're doing is not that hard. So they have to make it harder so that you don't figure out that you could go get the contract yourself, and then you'd have to hire people to protect you from people figuring out how easy the contract is. You know what I mean? Does that kind of make sense? Because deep down, we all kind of know what this world is. It's not that hard. The things that are being made, for the most part, aren't that hard to make. You got to have people to protect your, they call it DDoS attacks. Maybe they call it, if you got to walk around and you got to act like you're having a tough time, even if you aren't. Because the elites are always looking at you like, hey, he looks like he's having an easy day. You got to make it always look like you're having a bad day, even if you're having a good day. If you just found out you won the lottery, remember, you're literally miserable. The boss is having a better day than you no matter what. Because technically, come on, some of the bosses are kind of stupid, right? Statistically, there are dumb bosses, right? Or a good boss knows to always, you gotta chop down the corn that's taller than the other corn, or you gotta chop up the corn. Because I was actually a short corn. I was a very short corn, and which just sucks. Because as a short corn, I'm always being discriminated against because I suck at what I do. I'm not good at what I do, and you get discriminated against based on your lack of merit and ability, and kind of makes me sad sometimes when I think about it, because there's all these people in the world who are bad at what they do, and they're discriminated against. Everybody should be a billionaire, and it's because of discrimination that everybody's not a billionaire. Only the smart people are billionaires, not the some 90 IQ person like me isn't going to be a billionaire, right? Thanks for. I feel so discriminated against. I feel sad now. Just want to go cry in a corner. I want to pull a Sylvia Plath and go under some basement. And, when she was younger, she did it under a basement, right? And then she got older, she did it with the gas oven. I want to Cagney Lane Carter myself. I want to Hemingway myself. But I never wrote any good novels, so if you're going to Hemingway yourself, you have to write a good novel, which not good, it sucks. If you just Hemingway yourself without writing good novels, they're just like, hey, fucking, a dork just offed himself. They don't say you Hemingwayed yourself, You don't even make the news, It's like, hey, there's an obituary. I was at my dad died a day before the Russian invasion of the Ukraine, and I went to the place where they had the body, and so they had the body for display. And I was looking when I was in there, I saw someone from my middle school who had died, and he was like in the Marines or the Army. And then I tried to figure out what he died of, because on the thing that said he died, I was like, oh, he died in the Army. I thought he died in like Afghanistan or Iraq, and I was like, I never would have guessed. And I did some research, and I think when people off themselves, they don't always tell that they off themselves. They kind of hide it. It's very odd how they report that. They don't say, because I would have never guessed that kid would have done it. I mean, I didn't know him. I wasn't his friend or anything, but kind of sad if he did. I don't know. That's what I read it as. I would say like a half chance he pulled his plug from the Matrix. I don't know. And then there's someone who I might have actually maybe I was half a friend with this person, and he died. And I looked up, and it doesn't say how he died. I don't know if he did that or not. But if I read between the lines, maybe he did that. I don't know. It's very odd. If he did, I mean. I would feel bad, but I already told you. I told you this a day or two ago. I'm a robot. I'm not actually a person, so I don't feel anything. But I do sometimes ponder things like, if I was a human, would I feel anything about that? Probably not. I'm not really a human, so. But as a person who has to pretend to be a human, I'm supposed to fake that I feel something about it, right? I'm so sad. I found out that someone who was like half my friend offed themselves. Did he? I don't know if he offed himself. I'd have to talk to people who I was friends of friends with. And I don't really want to talk to them because, God, I don't like talking to people. It's so needy. It's like, hey, I just want to know, did that happen or did that happen? Because then people think you care about stuff. And it's very important to have the attitude of, I don't care about anything. You know, as a human being, you don't want to be going around, you know, screaming about, you know, the Matrix in a crowded grocery store. We're in the Matrix. We're in the Matrix. Or, you know, I don't know. That'd be kind of funny. That could be like a Tom Green bit or a Jackass bit. Do they still do Jackass stuff, or you get arrested for that? If you go to like a mall, they have security. There's like, get the fuck off our property. You can't go around screaming random crazy things in our palace of shopping. The food is made out of living things. It's made out of you're eating the steaks are made out of cows. Steaks are cows. Pork is a pig. Poultry is chicken. Veal is a lamb. He's trying to do like a Charlton Heston joke where he tells you all the meat types and what they actually are. You're really eating cow. I eat meat. I'm not trying to tell you what to eat. That'd be kind of funny. You go into a Walmart and start screaming, the hamburgers are cows. It's not that funny. I mean, it's funny because it's stupid. It's not funny because it's funny. It's just funny. You're not supposed to laugh. Don't laugh at things. You've got to have the ability to act like nothing affects you. If you want to be successful in this world, kids, never laugh at anything. You are in complete control. Nothing surprises you. You knew everything 10,000 years ago. Nothing changes. Technology doesn't change. It's the same world it was 10,000 years ago. Maybe, I don't know. Don't be emotional. Don't be an emotional little bitch. I'm an emotional little bitch. I can't hide my emotions, you know. I'm an emo kid. It's not cool to be an emo kid these days, but I'm an emo kid, which not fun. Gotta not be an emo kid. Oh, I was watching this cartoon. It wasn't a cartoon. It was like a live action TV show with a Barney-esque figure. And it's about a reptile dinosaur, and he stops child predators. So that's on 4chan, and they had this, and then there's like a 30 or 40 minute video. And this guy's in a mall, and he goes around like trying to get like 8-year-olds and he wants to take their picture and turn them into musicians. Because it's kind of like maybe a Jackson 5 reference, or well, Jackson 5, it was their father, right? But, you know, he's taking these lewd pictures of 8-year-olds. So this reptile is telling you, you know, and he stops the guy. It's kind of a cool story. You got 30 minutes to kill. It's kind of worth watching. Stranger danger. Here's the question I always wondered, is if you actually had a meta changer. When I say a meta changer, let's say you had a way to make McDonald's hamburgers for half the price. When do you open up a new McDonald's, and when do you just sell the hamburger to McDonald's and be like, hey, I want a cut of it, but you sell them? And how do you do that? Because, a part of me is just like, if you show McDonald's a hamburger, they'll just steal it from you, right? And they'll patent it, and they have a bunch of lawyers. They'll browbeat you down. You won't get anything out of it. Pat on the back. Good job. You invented a new hamburger that's half the price. You got to be careful about that stuff. You got to look out for number 2, number 1, number 3. You got to look out for Riker. Someone needs to look out for Riker. Who's looking out for Riker? Who's looking out for number 2? Okay? Ask yourself, who's looking out for number 2? Didn't he break his back? He hurt his back, so he'll walk around in his scenes and he'll put his leg up on stuff because he doesn't like to stand on things. He doesn't like to sit. So, you got to look out for number 2. Look out for Riker. Franks? Would you believe it if I told you his name was Franks? Is that fact or fiction? Is it fact or fiction that his name is Jonathan Franks? Maybe. God, that guy was trying to pimp me. That's how I read him. God, I still want to fight him. I still have this, I don't like pimps. I don't like the pimps and their pimp cups and their canes and their purple clothes. Didn't you say earlier you wanted to be a pimp? Yes. I want to be a pimp. I want to own a record label and get 13-year-old ladies and take pictures of... When I was a kid, there was Britney Spears, and she was like 15 or 16. And they were sexualizing her. But I'm a year younger or two. I think she was born in 84 or 85. So I think I'm allowed to sexualize her, right? Am I allowed to, as a 35, 38-year-old guy, am I allowed to jerk off to 16-year-old Britney Spears? Because when I was that age, she was a year older than me. Is that immoral? I don't know. I don't know. I'm very lost. I don't want Alex Jones, sicking his army on me. I don't want to be like, you jerked off to Hit Me Baby One More Time. Into the can for you. Hit me, baby, one more time. She was really a sadomasochistic sort of lady, wasn't she? She really wanted to get punched in the face, I guess. I don't think Federline? I don't think they ever got physically abusive with each other, right? They never got... It was Rihanna who had the black eye, right? And there was that porn star lady. She got a black eye. What was her name? Christy Mack. She got a black eye. I love you, Christy. I love you so much. Let me show you how much I love you. Pimps. I like to be a pimparino, big pimpin' on a big boat. If you're a good pimp, you get a big white boat, and you get these ladies to shake their buttocks for you. You get a good pussy network. Jay-Z had a good pussy network in the 90s. He had a bunch of pussy on his big boat. The Jay-Z Pussy Network. Verizon, Sprint, AT&T, Democrats, Republicans, Libertarian, the Libertarian Pussy Network, the The Pussy Network. That's a good one. Are you part of the biggest network in the United States is the, I don't know. That joke's kind of going, I'm running out of juice on it. So I'm sorry. Oh well. That's a scary question. Is it really just, pussy networks? Is it really just like, hey, this is an up-and-comer in the Republican Party? So all the Republican pussies like, oh my God, he's like the number 5 of Trump. I want to just like deep throat his, or this is number 10 of Obama. Oh my God, I just want to. Joe Biden was not good at. There's a joke from the right where he would always grab these 10-year-old girls. He was trying to increase the pussy network of the Democrats, right? He was trying to grow the pussy network of. He was a farmer. Okay, that's a weird joke to do. The Pussy Network, the Pussy Network. I like those phone calls you can make at night. You can call a Pussy Network, and she'll tell you dirty pussy stories for $2 a minute. So, and then here's the lady on the Pussy Network. You're the number 8 of the Trump administration, and he sent you some of his Pussy Network ladies over to your place. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. $2 an hour. Second Life. You could do like a Second Life, and you could create like a pimp network in Second. Well, I wonder what the legality of pimping is in Second Life. Huh. You pay me money, I will be with you in Second Life. I'm a dirty, filthy whore. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm a dirty, filthy whore. My name is Cagney Lynn Carter. I'm Cagney. See, my premise of my joke is she blew her head off like a Hemingway, and I'm a dirty whore. Not like sexually, but I'm a dirty whore like mentally. I'm a dirty whore, so I identify with her act of individuality. I wonder what she did that for. I always like to imagine that she was like, because she seemed like a hard worker, right? She did like 10, she was doing like 50 scenes a year, right? She was doing 50, 100 scenes a year. She was I don't think she had a drug addiction. She might have been a little overweight at the end. And there's a documentary by this one guy where he went into the porn industry, and she was dating like an 18-year-old when she was like 25 or 30. And he was like a child. He was literally like playing Xbox, and he didn't have a job. And that was, her boyfriend was like an 18-year-old who played Xbox. I kind of feel bad for her almost. Like, I don't know. What was that fucker's name? Because she's probably one of when she was alive, she would have been the top 10 or 20 in the industry, right? I don't know what number she would have been at. They use them up. I kind of feel bad for them. The pornography pussy network is they're not very nice to their pussy sometimes. Well, maybe once. They are, what is it called? Perishable goods. What do you call a perishable? A tire is a perishable good. It only lasts so long. I guess all things in life are technically perishable goods. Land, maybe? Is land land is not a perishable good. Buildings kind of are, right? I don't know. Perishable goods. Brakes on your car. Gas is you don't hold on to gas for 100 years. You use gas within a week or two, a month maybe? I don't know. That's a good question. I wonder what the gas pussy network is like. The Exxon and the Mobil. They probably have some pretty good pussy networks in there. Texaco. Hey, he's got a big chair. This big chair, is this the same one from downtown, or is this a different one? Because they had this one downtown at some point. It's a chair. It's I would say it's 5 feet, 6 feet tall. It's a pretty big chair. It's maybe 4 feet wide. That's a big chair. It's a new one. It's made out of fresh wood. So someone got a recreation of someone else's chair. I'm at 7 points, right? I'm walking up to 7 points. It's a place where there are 7 points. They all match into a point, 7 lines into one line. I'm against that. If I was president, I'd get rid of all intersections. There should be no all roads should be individualistic roads. Get rid of the group roads. No more groups of roads. No more 7 points. Just roads without intersections. Huh. I think he's trying to be funny. I think he's trying to be funny, right? You don't literally mean that, right? You're acting a fool. Y'all gonna make me act a fool up in here. Y'all gonna make me lose my cool. Up in here. He died of like asthma. What a silly fella. Died of asthma. I'm a tough motherfucker. I die of asthma. I think it was like a COVID and asthma. If you have asthma and you get COVID, it's really bad because your breathing is affected. So don't make fun of DMX. I'm just jesting. I have no ill will towards Mr. DMX. I remembered his song. It's a very catchy song. You know, y'all gonna make me act a fool. Who hasn't felt like you people are gonna make me act a fool? If you've never felt like that, then you are lying to me. I think all human beings, I think Mr. DMX was expressing one of those fundamental truths of life that most human beings have experienced, the event of y'all gonna make me act a fool. So, he was an artiste, Mr. DMX. McDonald's still hiring. It's like 11. It's probably 11:30, right? What time is it? It is 11:40. McDonald's is closed. When I was a kid, youngsters, McDonald's was open. This is a Friday night. McDonald's is not open. It's 11:40. Trump has fucked America over, or Biden. Someone's fucked America over because, McDonald's used to be open at 11:40 on a Friday night, right? Am I wrong? Or am I wrong? I could just be wrong. I don't know. Maybe that's, what if you looked it up and you found out that at no point in the history of the world has McDonald's been open at like 12 and you were just hallucinating? That would be kind of funny. I'm telling you, man, you got to be careful. There's these Mandela effects everywhere. You think you thought something and then you realize you were wrong. I could have swore McDonald's used to be open at like 11:40 on a Friday night, but they aren't. Ronald McDonald has not been doing a good job of cultivating his pussy network, so they can't stay open as long as they used to. Back in the old days, McDonald's had a pretty good pussy network, and you could get, and they had, that's why people were so excited to make McDonald's food. You could get some good, your manager could hook you up with some good. It was part of a network. I don't know. That's not that funny. It's part of the pussy network. It's part of the pussy network. I'm trying to overthrow the pussy network. I'm trying to, I want to create these like artificial wombs, because I think once we get rid of the pussy network, I think humans will be able to grow beyond our current systems and archetypes and clans. Maybe, I don't know, clans? The pussy network. It's like, I like that one. That would, you get made fun of for that one. That sounds very much like a incel community thing. Because I bet statistically most incels were not making in the 100K money, right? They were always probably the McDonald's workers that were not, getting, I don't know. I'm just throwing ideas out here. You're a child. You don't think in terms of networks. You gotta think in terms of networks. Because once you think in terms of networks, you'll make better decisions. Think for the network. Think about number two. Don't think about Riker. Don't go thinking for yourself. Think for Riker. Or you'll hurt his back, and you'll have to do these really silly. You'll have to sit on a seat backwards because he hurt his back. So think about number two. Do it for Jonathan Franks, okay? Hey, I'm walking by. What's eating Gilbert Grape? Here's Gilbert Grape Street. Huh. What's eating Gilbert Grape? What's he eating? He's eating grapes. Gilbert Grape is eating grapes. His name's Gilbert Grape and he likes to eat grapes. Okay? Someone's vacuuming. Man, you're so boring. There's the is it Delview? The Delview network. There's the Delview network over there. And then there's there's Sealy network. They're an apartment network. They've got some pretty good networks around here. And then what other networks are there? Be part of the network. Be part of the network. It's a network of networks. America is a corporation. I was talking about that speech. America is a corporation. And it's a business. And it's got networks. It's got McDonald's and Sealy. And he's talking about these, they're citywide. I think they're citywide. I don't know, are they? They might be bigger. They might be county. I wonder if they're statewide. What if, I'm going to make this joke and then their lawyers are going to call me up and be like, the Sealy apartment network is actually I have to give the legal definition of what their network is of apartments. I should just cut out their name because I'm pretty sure they're going to lawyer up and be like, you can't go using our name in your comedy bit. You know what I mean, though? There's these networks of apartment places. He's just trying to make network jokes, which also connects to Neil Ferguson. Neil Ferguson wrote a book called something about networks. I don't remember what it was about, but it was about networks. He saw the movie Network. He really liked it. And, here's a good question. If I went up to the Sealy offices and I was like, Mr. Sealy, I'd like to know everything there is to know about the Sealy apartment network. Do you think they would actually let me see a map of everything they own? Or do you think they'd be like, that's proprietary information. That's none of your fucking business, buddy. Not because I'm in the apartment industry. I'm not. I'm a comedian. I'm a philosopher. I'm a idiot. I'm a louse. I'm basically a louse. I guess that's my job. My job is to be a everyman. My job is to be a no man. My job is to express what the world really is, which is, if I walked up to the Sealy offices and said, let me see a map of all I don't think they're going to do that. They aren't going to give me what's the valuation of every one of these properties? They aren't going to tell me, they aren't going to try and sell me their business to them, right? They aren't going to be like, this is what we're good at. This is what we're bad at. Because that's what I want to know. I want to know what everything is. I value situational awareness. I don't like network. I think networks are just something I want to be situationally aware of. I don't want to actually be part of them. I want to know, hey, there's a fella, he's part of the Sunni network. There's a fella, he's part of the Black Panther network. I want to be able to manage these networks without having to, get bombed or, I don't want to get my store looted because I didn't know about the the network of people who go into stores in New York City and steal everything out of them. I'm a simple fella. I care about me. And I need to know about these networks, because if you don't know about networks, you're going to get... Is that Seeley guy, is he a corrupt guy? I should stop using his name because he's going to get his lawyers on me. What was the other company around here? Seeley and... there's another company around here that owns a lot of the shit. And when I walk by it, I'll mention it. What is this one? Is this a Seeley group? Is this a Seeley apartment group? It is the... What are you? You are part of the Trump apartment network, the Obama apartment network. It's also a brothel, so it's part of the Trump-Obama pussy network. So, what is this one called? You are part of... They normally have a sign that says what they're part of. Huh. Well, I look like an idiot. I'm so sorry. I did not mean to look like an idiot. Well, I feel dumb. That's what happens when you don't know you don't have any good networks. I guess I could look it up on Google, maybe. I don't know. Is Google a network? Wikipedia is a network. What really weirds me out about Elon Musk is he thinks Wikipedia is a bad thing, and I don't know. I don't know. I mean, there's bias. There's 100% bias in everything, and I sort of wonder, like, he wants to make his own network of Wikipedia, because I mean, Wikipedia is good for, like, what year was George Washington born? I would guess that Wikipedia will give me the correct answer. I hope Google would, because Google has it now where if I asked Google, when was George Washington born, it will use AI to answer it for me, right? It's like a personal assistant, right? Like, Google, what year was George Washington born? And it'll say, George Washington was born on da-da-da-da-da. 1492, probably. He was probably born in 1492. I don't know. I don't know that many dates. He was probably 1776. He was probably 30 or 40. So probably 40 years before 1776. Or 50 years. 40 or 50 years. That'd be my guess. I could be wrong. It could be 60. He might have been 60. He might have been 30. He might have been 40. I don't know. How old was George Washington when the Revolutionary War began? These people have a nice house. I like that house. It's well lit. It's an old house. It's probably over 100 years old. I like it. I'd like to consume their house as part of my network. Ooh, there you just got predatory with your network analogy. A predatory network system. The Democratic Party is a predatory network. The Republican Party is a predatory network. There's that New York mayor guy, and they let him out of jail, and he's tamping down on the immigration in New York, and I keep thinking, I hope he didn't get bribed off, because in the back of my head, I'm just a cynical person. I don't think the Democrats or Republicans are more evil than each other. I think they're both evil, so I want to be very blunt about that. But every time I see him on Fox, because I go to Fox every day, I think, are the Republicans bragging when the Fox does that? When I go to Fox and they're like, hey, this New York mayor, are they bragging that Trump has him in his pocket? Or are they actually telling the people that look at Fox, hey, look, there's a guy, do they do it honestly, or do they do it kind of like as a part of the conservative network, look who we bribed, because isn't that kind of because that's one way of looking at it. And then the other way of looking at it is like, he really changed his heart. He really believes in this position now. I sometimes wonder about that. Like, does he really believe it, or did they just sort of, did the Republicans kind of Jay-Z him? Or not Jay-Z, did they Sean P. Diddy the guy? Maybe they Sean P. Diddy'd him, like they got some oils and they got him in a motel room and they got his freak out. Donald Trump has a bunch of freak out videos. He has a collection of them. Obama did too. So did Clinton. So did Bush. So did Reagan. They all have a big collection of videos of people putting oils on and, that stuff. You know what I'm talking about, right? Like, I have no evidence for that. It's meant to be a joke about how I dislike all people in power. I don't dislike the Republicans any more than I dislike the Republicans. I want to be Republicans and Democrats. I don't dislike either of you more than the other. I think you're both disgusting people who, if the world was real, that dinosaur would come in here and he would punch you all. He would come in here and he would beat you all up. That dinosaur from the YouTube video about, what was that dinosaur's name? Huh. You corrupt people. You know, there was that Russian guy who died in prison, and his motto was, they're all criminals. That was kind of his motto. What if all humans are criminals? What if all 8 billion of us are secretly criminals? So, you know, when Navalny, whatever his name was, you know, it's like, what if he looked in the mirror and he went, "You are a corrupt Mr. Putin," and then he looked in the mirror and said, "Oh, I'm corrupt too. Shit. Oh, I don't like this. Ooh, I don't like this." Oh, well. He had a motto. He would go, the party of corruption, yeah. I don't want to lick Putin's boots, but do you know where his boots are? I bet he has a good pussy network. He had like $1 billion house. That guy's got a pussy network. If anybody's got a pussy network, Putin's got a pussy network. So, you know, when I say that, you're thinking that I'm being misogynistic. I'm not. I'm saying that in the terms of, you know, we're talking about your ability to exist depends on you being able to get into a pussy net, because you don't live forever, but your children live forever. So you have to be part of a pussy network to continue your existence. You know, it's corporations and pussy networks are the way humans continue themselves. We're not individuals, we're part of networks. Now I sound like a leftist, right? Because wasn't it like, didn't when Obama ran against Mitt Romney, and Obama would be like, you didn't do it yourself, you were part of a network. Now the right is all networky and the left is all individualistic. Man, things are always fucking changing. I can't tell, because there's the individual and then there's the network, right? I can't tell, man. I'm lost. So I need to be part of a good network that can tell me when it's a time to be part of a network and when it's time to be part of because it jumps back and forth, right? It's the individualism versus the network versus the individualism. I can't tell, man. It's very... Mr. Beale, you have... I need to re-go watch that, because he's very emulatable. It's a very cool... He's got some menace to him. It's very Mr. Anderson, he's very agent-esque. Because the premise of that story is the premise of the movie Network is that a newscaster, he's like 60 or 70, and he's going to get fired. So he goes on TV and he's like, "I'm angry and I'm not going to take it." And they get a bunch of ratings for some reason. And then the networks, the TV networks, back in the 70s, there was only 3 networks. There was like ABC, NBC, and CBS. You know, now there's like, I don't know, when I was a kid, there was like 50 channels, 100 channels. And now these days there's like, how many YouTube channels? There's like 10,100. How many YouTube channels get over 1,000 hits a day? You know, there's probably 10,000, 100,000. There's probably 1 million channels that, you know, that have an audience. I mean, there's like 1 billion channels, but they don't have an audience, right? You know, you gotta have an audience to count. You can't, you know, I was in a parking lot one time. There was a guy screaming in a Jack's parking lot. He didn't have an audience, but he was performing. He was screaming to the gods, you know, but he had no audience. So it's very important you have an audience if you're going to scream to the gods. So it's funny. Oh, well, he needs a YouTube channel. He'd have like 0 views, but he'd be like me, right? He'd be the guy screams in Jack's parking lot. Guy screams in Walmart. The cows are... The meat is cows. I see dead people. I see people in the Matrix. Okay, now you're doing the Sixth Sense with the Matrix. Because you're trying to pretend you're that little Osborne kid. I see people in the Matrix, says the person in the, everybody's in the Matrix, aren't we? Because we're all part of a network. You are obsessed with the Matrix and networks and AI and well, I don't have an obsession with AI. I think it's just cool. I should really do some programming if I'm going to try and talk like I have any clue what I'm talking about. It's neural networks. Neural networks, and then there's networks, and then there's history networks. Like historians are famous for having read hundreds, thousands of history books, right? So they have the knowledge of the history network of books. And then you have the political science networks, and you have to learn about bowling. And there's the comedy networks. You learn to, I don't know, what is a good comedian? They're just very confident. You got to have like that Eddie. What was the guy from Beverly Hills Cop? Eddie something. He wore a red leather jacket. So you just go around acting confident. That's how to be a good comedian. Just be confident. No matter what you do, be confident about it. I'm walking down the sidewalk, motherfuckers, on a Friday at 12. I'm fucking confident, motherfuckers. Look at my red leather jacket. I got my orange thingy. You gotta be, what is his fucking name? Eddie Murphy. Beverly Hills Cop. He had a cool laugh in that. There you go. Good for you, Eddie Murphy. Stick a banana in a car. It won't turn on. I hope he gets sued for that. How many every year, how many people die because people stick bananas in car exhausts? He should be sued for that, I think. What else? Dun 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 dun. And there's the other one. There's Nasty Girl. There's a song called Nasty Girl in that. They go to a strip club. It's a pretty catchy song too. So you want to get in the mood, listen to Nasty Girl. So now you sound like there's some movie I once watched. It was like a homosexual movie. And they were like, to be a DJ, you have to set the mood. So if you want to set the mood, you put on Nasty Girl, or you put on, I don't know, do. There's a certain mood for that. If you're sneaking around, the Beverly Hills Cop main theme is probably a good song. If you're putting on like high heels and a tube top, Nasty Girl is a pretty good song to put your pantyhose and your mini skirt onto. Huh. Dun 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 dun. I don't know, did he sneak around when doing that? I don't even remember. They were following a car, probably. Yeah, he was sneaking around. He was being like a spy. He was being a spy. I don't think he was wearing a red leather jacket when he did the sneaking. I think he didn't want to be that. You'd see him probably if he wore his. Did he have red leather pants too? Yeah, he probably had red leather pants and a red leather jacket. So I've never watched his comedy, so I'm not making fun of him. I've seen the Beverly Hills Cop movies. They're pretty good. They're not. The first two are pretty good. I think the third one was. There's one in an amusement park. I don't think that one was as good, but I'm allowed to judge him because I've never made a movie in my life. But two of them are pretty good. They're catchy. There's like a shotgun scene. And there's that white lady who hooked up with Flavor Flav. She's in it, and she's kind of like a masculine female. She's got like short hair, and she's muscular. Not like muscular, not like China muscular, but a little bit less muscular than China the wrestler. You probably have no clue who China the wrestler is. Shit. It's like I'm trying to communicate and there's no. I'm from the city called Florence, and across the river we have this lady called Helen Keller. And Helen Keller was deaf and blind. She couldn't see and she couldn't hear. And they had to put her hand. You had to put your hand in her hand. And you had to sign into her hand. It was very hard to communicate with this lady. She's a real C word, So I feel like that when I talk to you people. It's very hard to get wah-wah. It's hard to communicate wah-wah to you people. Wah-wah. Dun 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 dun. Oh, I've been thinking about this a lot lately. I'm getting into a crowded area. I might have to stop talking so loud. I have a really bad bias for all authority figures. I keep trying to figure out where this comes from because, like, the best analogy I can come up with is I came from a relationship where my father was a weak man and my mother was an enabler. So I think all people in authority are kind of weak. So I sort of inherently distrust authority. And, I don't know. It's you actually have to be part of networks if you want to be successful. And I'm not good at that. I just want to get in a fight with all networks. I don't care if you're a Sunni or here's a police car. I want to get in the police network. They have a network. And then there's I don't care what network you're part of. I don't like your networks. Because that fucker didn't have my back. And she was his enabler. So I got to be careful, At a certain point, I'm either going to become a homosexual or I'm going to become a Kemper-esque figure. I haven't figured out which one yet. Because Kemper wasn't that nice of a guy. And then I really don't like the homosexuals. That whole sticking, having sex with guys is kind of disgusting. You can't really have kids that way, right? It's very hard to. How do you have kids by sticking your penis in a guy? You're not going to continue your network doing that. I'll tell you that. So, not to get all Neil Ferguson on you, but networks are important, and to continue your network, you have to, I don't know, put your penis in a vagina. Like 99.999% of people in the world who have ever lived, some guy stuck his penis in a vagina. I mean, there was Jesus. He came from a non-penis vagina relationship. And then there's in vitro fertilization. But I'm guessing that's like less than 1 million people have been made that way. I don't know. I'd have to ask a doctor. How many people in the history of the world were created using in vitro fertilization? And he'd give me some number, and then I'd take that number, and I'd take it and I'd divide it by the number of humans they estimate to have existed. And it would probably be less than 1%, right? It would be, there's Jesus, and then there's the in vitro fertilization people. And then, I don't know, there might be some other weird stories about people who were made outside of the network. Outside of the pussy penis network system. It's a network. It's a network, okay? God, you're such a dumbass. I like this bank. They designed it to look like it's got southern plantation pillars. Kind of cool looking. I like it. It makes me think that they're part of a network that will last a long time. It's a big white building with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pillars in the front. And there are these white pillars. That place is going to be around in 100 years. That network will still exist. That white bank network with plantation pillars. Good for them. They have deep roots. They aren't, they're not a Rolling Stone, as that one band was called. The Rolling Stones. Gathers no moss. A rolling stone gathers no moss. That doesn't really make sense. Is a rolling stone in a creek? So if it's in a creek, is that a rolling stone, or is a rolling stone an analogy of like a stone that is rolling? Because I'm imagining a round stone rolling down a hill, but it's probably a stone in a creek that has water running over it. But I'm an idiot, so I'm thinking of like a millstone, like a round stone. And that's not what it is. A rolling stone is probably a stone in a creek that is rounded off by the constant moving of water over it. So, a rolling stone gathers no moss. The network, the YouTube network, the networks. Here's a pizza place network. Here's the United States Postal Office network. You know, they're a network. It kind of scares you when you think about it, like, because you're not an individual, you're just part of a network. Man, I feel scared now because I need to be part of a strong network, because I'm not. I might have to become a Trumpian. Do you think they'll fall for it if I pretend to, if I'm like, hey, I really support that Trump fella? Do you think they'll fall for it, or do you think they'll be like, that guy's just pretending to be part of us because he thinks, you know, we're the new it, you know, they're the new it girl, you know. I think Trump's smart enough to know I don't really give a shit about him or his network. It sucks because, like, when I make eye contact with these people at the top, I'm pretty sure I know they know who I am. It sucks. Like, I gotta learn to fool these people at the top better into thinking how do you trick people into thinking you give a shit about their network when all you give a shit about is yourself? Damn it. How do I do this? God dang it. Oh well. If you join my network, I promise you absolutely nothing positive. You will end up worse off if you join my network. Please join my network and send money to my Patreon, and don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the bell icon, and you know, send me some money, and the network, you know, the network. Get you FTC, get your FDG. You're an angry incel, Damn it, I am, aren't I? God dang it. You know, technically everybody it's more of a what you think you should get for pussy, right? It's, you know, the pussy network I'm supposed to get is this in my head, and you have to accept the middle network. You're not going to get you know, there's cars, there's like a Ford and a Toyota and a Honda. You're never going to get a Jaguar. You're never going to get you know, there's car networks. You know about car networks. They're called companies, right? There's the Tesla network. They're kind of expensive, aren't they? They're like 30, 40K. I think they have a reasonably priced car too, but some of theirs are kind of expensive. They make expensive and cheap ones, I guess. Not cheap, but entry level. They use the word entry level to mean not cheap, but, you know, you can have a cheap entry level that's a good car, right? It's not about, you know, it's about value per dollar. You could buy a cheap car that's a bad car, and you could buy a cheap car that's a well-made car. I hope his cheap cars are well-made too. I don't know. I'm not a car person. I think that's my problem. I was brought up by a person who thought he was like a 10 out of 10, and he wasn't a 10 out of 10. So I feel comfortable. I feel more comfortable around. I'd be overly confident around Elon Musk, even though I'm an idiot. I'm literally a dumbass. But I've been around people who think they're the best thing since sliced bread. So you just enable them. You just tell them they're great. It's a skill you develop. I developed it as a kid. You have to learn to tell people that they're great, even though, you know, I had to, in certain ways, I had to look out for my parents in certain ways. They were not my parents. They were in role form. I'm talking about it as a role. You know, I'm pretty sure they were my biological parents, but, you know, if the concept of fatherhood and motherhood is a role, you know, roles mean things, right? You know, you have a role. Know your role. That was you know, if you're a sushi maker, you got to know how to make a roll. Rolls are kind of like networks, right? You know, a network of sushi rolls. You know, there's The Rock, and The Rock he knows about sushi rolls. That's why he was always saying, know your roll. You know, he was like, know your roll. Know what type of sushi. Because some people can get really good sushi. Some people got to get the California roll. Some people can get the $1,000 2 slices of rare tuna salmon that costs, you know, $100 an ounce from the Pacific Ocean. because I was watching this video one time where in Japan they have these fish and they sell for a lot of money. They're very expensive fish. So you gotta be part of the expensive tuna network. I think it was tuna. The tuna, and then they probably have like a tuna pussy network in Japan too. So, everything is pussy, and in my brain everything is pussy because everything is the continuation of your genes, which is theoretically kind of a pussy thing, right? Your genes. I want my genes to have good prospects. You don't want. If some Chinese guy came up to me and said, I'll give you $10 million and it was going to like fuck the United States up, would I do it? Probably not, because I don't think it'd be good for my kids. But then again, $10 million, I could do a lot of coke with that, right? But it'd be bad for my network. But do I have loyalty? I have loyalty to a network, kinda. You have loyalty to a network, right? What bad would you do? Because there's some bad you should be allowed to do, right? I mean, some guy steals a bike. He's not destroying America, right? He's not the evil fella. He cuts bike walks. Some guy who steals out of New York City CVS's. Is he a Chinese spy? He could be a Chinese spy. They are being paid by the Chinese to do that. If Trump wanted to trump up the charges, he could just, he could make a connection and say that all these flash mobs of theft are being paid for by the Chinese. He could turn it into a, I have no evidence to support that that's what they're doing, but, as a person who can manipulate information, you got to learn to manipulate information. You collect information and then you manipulate it to suit your ends, because there's a thing you learn when you're around a narcissist. There is no such thing as truth. I've been around narcissists, so I know that, and it's why I study epistemology. Because I desperately want to know what the truth is, and I still have no clue what the truth is. Narcissists are good, they're bad, they're a little bit of both. Maybe all of society is built on narcissists. There's no, if people say Trump is a narcissist, yes, he is, but so Obama was, and so was Hillary Clinton and the Clintons, and JFK was kind of a narcissist. Everybody's kind of a narcissist. There's levels of it. And, you got to know how much of a level you can put up with. I don't know. That's a good question. I'm not as smart as I thought I was. I'm not as smart as I thought I was. But I'm as smart as I never thought. You're trying to steal a Hank Williams Jr. song, I think? Damn it. My friend got stabbed with a knife in New York City. I'd like to find the guy who did that and beat the shit out of him. I can actually understand that. People make fun of that. But that's a semi... If you found out your friend got stabbed to death in New York City, what's wrong with wanting to hurt, did the guy become a vigilante? Did he literally, he was a country singer, right? He was singing about an emotion, the emotion of wanting vengeance for your friend. I mean, he wasn't literally putting on a Batman suit and going into New York City and finding the guy who stabbed the fella. He was expressing an emotion. I think most people would feel that. I mean, if you're in the black community and your friend got shot over something, you'd be like, I'd like to find that guy who shot my friend and give him some business of mine. You should... When I was a kid, there was a song called Gin and Juice, and it was sung in a country-esque form. They would take a rap song and they'd sing it in a non-traditional rap form. I think there needs to be more country rap collaborations where you switch sides. You sing your rap song in a country form and you sing your country song in a rap form. That would be, I think there's a lot of money in that. Or not, probably not. I really can't do a rap joke off the top of my head. I can't think of how does a rap song go? If I was going to cliche a rap song, what is the fundamental essence of a rap song? Okay, I wanted to start singing Bow to Bow, but that's a rock song. What would be the essence of a rap song? The most quintessential rap song ever is like some Beastie Boys. I don't really know that much rap. I'm sorry. I don't know the lyrics of Beastie Boy songs that well. So, and then you'd have to take that and put country lyrics in there. So it would be something about trucks and drinking whiskey. And then with a country song, it would be kind of like, I don't know, the lyrics of a rap song. I don't listen to that much country or rap, so I really can't do this joke that well. I'm sorry. But in your head, you can do this joke yourself. I'm giving you the tools to create rap country songs and country rap songs. And then woke up Cormac at about, just thought that I had to be in Compton. Soon I gotta get drunk for the day begins before my mother starts bitching about my friends about to go and damn near went blind on the block. Okay, you just pussed out hard. You fucking pussy. You won't say it. Oh well. That's the inspiration for this joke, which is, it's technically not my joke then. It's their joke, and I'm just pulling a 20-year-old joke out of mothballs and talking about how dubstep rap, dubstep country, dubstep's like 10 years or 15 years old now, so I don't think you're allowed to. The kids might know about it. I don't know. What are the kids like? Britney Spears rap, Britney Spears dubstep. I don't know. I got to come up with something to make. I got to fool the pimps of the network into thinking I have some good ideas. How do I convince the pimps of the networks that I value my used up asshole, my used up, my pussy can fit 20 hot dogs in it. If I had a pussy. I don't have a pussy, but Do. My milkshake brings all the milk to the yard. And I'm like, it's better than yours. Is that it looked like a glass wall. It's, okay, that's the Tim Rhodes Network. I've never heard of their network. They got some land. They're a land network group around here. Sealy, and then there's, what else? There's I don't know. Bunch of networks. I don't like them networks, man. Gotta get rid of these networks. Bash them up into sand, bones. I'm joking, by the way. If you're part of a network, I'm just jealous of you. I'm jealous of your Trump network and your Obama network and your hip-hop mogul network, and my network sucks. Shit. Don't try and be an individual in the world. You will realize the individual has no power in today's age. It is a network society. I wonder if I can get that Sealy guy to like me. Hey, Tim Rhodes. Hey, the Walmart Family Network. They're not the Walmart. They're the, is it the Walmart? What are their names? They have a network name. The Clinton Network. Was it Bill Gates or something whose kid was only going to get like 10 million? She didn't get to continue the Bill Gates network. She had to start her own network. What an idiot. That Bill Gates is an idiot. He should have tried to create a network of, $1 billion network of Bill Gates kids. Musk has like a network of like 20 or 30 kids, right? I'll tell you, man, there's no innovation. The new network is going to have like 20 kids and spread your genes thin. No more of that Bill Gates shit. Woke up Cormac out of bounds, just thought that I had to be in Compton. Soon I gotta get drunk before the day begins. And it turns, turn. Someone's got to boss the bosses around, and I think that's my job. I got to boss you bosses around. You know, someone's got to put you in your place, buckaroo. Fucking dumbass. He's a clown. He's a Kefka. He's a clowny Kefka. You should do like a Kawi Kefka. You just got to give Kefka big baby eyes. He doesn't seem so threatening. Just give Kefka baby eyes and a big face, small body, big round eyes. Baby Kefka. I can't do my face. It's too dark. He's trying to do like open eyes, you know, to express the concept of babyishness. Naive babyishness. I'm a naive baby. I'm innocent. I know nothing. I know nothing, Jon Snow. I know nothing. I'm a baby, Jon Snow. Jon Snow had big eyes. He was always wide-eyed with amazement because he was a baby who was wide-eyed. He was Kawi. Shock and awe, baby. Shock and awe. So awe and shock. You ever had shock and awe? Shucks, gee shucks. Shucks and ucks. Shucks and ucks. Nice. My name is Mr. Pimpo. I like to pimp out things. Would you like to taste my pimp juice? Pimp juice. Pimp juice. Pimpy juice. I like a pimpa juice. It is very tasty. It's purple. Huh. There's the cough syrup stuff, and then there's the stuff with codeine. And codeine is an opiate. Codeine is really cool because it makes you feel good and like you know, I've never done it, but I mean, the way I understand heroin is it just gives you pleasure. And then the off-the-counter stuff, it's a dissociative, so that makes you less you. Your brain separates from your body, I guess. Codeine just makes you feel warm and fuzzy, like soul food. You like soul food? Soul food is chicken soup for the soul. You know, that's kind of like heroin. You know, you read chicken soup for the soul and your soul feels all warm and fuzzy. It's like listening to Paul Harvey. You ever listen to Paul Harvey? He'll make your soul feel warm and fuzzy. Like you took some heroin. Nice guy. He had a cool voice. Paul Harvey. Good day. When I was a kid, I'm Paul Harvey. And this man, he did this, and his name was, then there'd be the spoiler at the end where he told this 5-minute story, and then you wouldn't have guessed who the person was, and it would be like a really famous person. That was kind of one of his bits was that, so. Are you making fun of Paul Harvey? I don't think you are. I think you're telling a story because I think he would do these little 2-3 minute speeches. And then you wouldn't have guessed who he was talking about, and then the person he was talking about would be like, oh, I didn't know that about that guy. So, right? I don't know. I'm bored. God, I'm boring. Holy shit. Paul Harvey, good day. Now the Paul Harvey network's gonna fucking Rodney King me. Holy shit. You gotta be careful about them networks, man. They will fucking beat the shit out of you like Rodney King. The Rodney Kings need to create a network. You know, just because I'm a bad guy and I do terrible things, we Rodney Kings of the world unite. I'm tired of being beaten up by networks. So could if you're part of the if you want to join my Rodney King network, by Rodney King I mean nothing to do with that fella from Los Angeles. I'm just saying, if you're getting beaten up by networks, join my anti-network network. It's a network dedicated to being against networks. So, very I think it's called, is that anarchism, or is that nihilism, or is that, it's something. It's a network dedicated to being against networks. At a certain point, someone's going to be like, hey, you're a network, aren't you? Because, my network of anti-networkism is going to be, people are going to be like, hey, you're kind of a network. Shouldn't you be destroying your own network? And then I'm going to have to look in the mirror and be like, oh shit, I'm a network. And the thing I hated, I have become. Which is, that's a bad feeling, You wake up one day and you're like, oh, I'm that. Nice. What time is it? It's 25 degrees, 12:26. 25 degrees, 12:26. 25 degrees, 12:26. 25 degrees, 12:26. 25 degrees, 12:27. Nice. The number changed. That might not mean anything to you, but it meant something to me. So, all these memories are like steps in the cold. Steps in the cold. So, here's a 4-lane shopping center. 4 lanes. Where are the 4 lanes? How do you get 4 lanes out of this? Why do you call yourself a 4-lane shopping center? It's in front of 4 lanes because the highway in front of it has 4 lanes. That is, I don't know. I normally think of like trees. I think of that Back to the Future movie where it's like twin pines and then it's one pine. So if there's like 8 lanes in front of this, will it turn into the 8-lane shopping center? 4-lane. Why are you called 4-lane? Really? Is it just the highway is 4 lanes? I'm kind of disappointed here. I expected more, You wake up one day and you thought that this stuff meant something, and it's 4 lanes because there's 4 lanes in front of it. It's not, there was no real rocket science behind any of this. It was just 4 lanes, and there's a shopping center. It's in front of 4 lanes. So I kind of feel disappointed now. I wanted there to be more, and there was just 4 lanes and a shopping center. I'm sad now. Very sad. I need to get some anger. Maybe I can find some shooters on the ground. You got to control your own emotions. You got to look for what you're looking for to get yourself emotional. To, get in the mood. You got to get yourself wined and dined to be in the right mood. Oh, shit. Holy shit. You really are a fool, aren't you? Yep, you are. He's a fool. He's a fool. Y'all didn't make me act a fool. I was a fool the whole time. You thought I was acting a fool. I actually was a fool. The man thought that he was acting a fool, and the whole time he was actually a fool. Shit. Not cool. Not cool. Y'all gonna make me act a fool up in here, up in here. Y'all gonna make me lose my cool up in here, up in here. Y'all going to make me use incorrect. Is it an acronym? It's a, what is y'all? Y'all is a, whatever. I need alcohol. Shit, I need alcohol or some heroin, maybe some codeine. How about some super codeine? How about some Agent D? Is it D is for death? D is for death. D is for death. I'll take some Soma. I'll take some, what other drugs are there? I need some drugs, man. Give me some drugs. I need some, Substance D. I need some rotoscoping, man. Rotoscope my life. If my life was rotoscoped, this would be like so much cooler. I'm telling you, man. Rotoscope that shit. Y'all gonna make me rotoscope that shit up in here, up in here. Y'all gonna make me. What did they make him do? They made him get COVID, probably. Y'all gonna make me wear a mask up in here, up in here. I don't know. Holy shit, I have never been connected to the zeitgeist, and I never will. I am merely a blank piece of glass, and there's nothing behind any of this. Holy shit, I need alcohol. Someone give me some fucking alcohol. Someone give me some substance D, but like literal. Someone give me a fucking vanilla almond extract pill, please. I need a fucking vanilla almond extract pill. High quality pawn. He's got the high, how about the upper high quality? You know, the places where like, I got Elvis's original guitar. I don't have the money for that. This is a high quality pawn store. This is not a high quality pawn store. We don't deal in $1 million guitars. We deal in $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 guns. You know, I have no clue. Y'all gonna make me act a fool. Would you like to join the high quality pawn network? Are you a little low on money? Bring your girlfriend down. Is she high quality? We'll put her in our network. Funny. You are a comedian. You are very funny, missa. Oh, shit. Shit. This is a shit show, buddy. This is a shit. Your life is a shit show, not. You really fucked this one up, buddy. You fucked it up good. Now you gotta, what is it called? Reap what you sow. Like the worst feeling ever. You ever tried to reap what you sow? Holy shit. It's better to reap what other people sow, not what you sow. Especially if you're not good at sowing. Like I have no clue how to sow, so. Sow some toes. Sow some seeds. Suck my toe all the way to Mexico. When you're there, comb your hair, and don't forget to sow some seeds. Is that really what you're going for here? You're going for a sow seeds joke? Nice. I like it. The Greeter Agency Network. The MMT Income Tax Network. Here's the ABC Store Network. You're really gonna go for this. You're gonna wear this joke out. That's my whole thing, you know. You ever get a joke and you just wear it out? I like to ride my jokes till they're completely useless. Winner, Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel Network. It's a network of Cracker Barrels. You can get some fried chicken. You can get some southern food. Yep, I wish I could have done this over. I definitely would have joined the KFC Chicken Network or maybe the Cracker Barrel Network or should have joined a smart network. That's what like sororities and fraternities are. That's, Skull and Bones Network. It's a network, right? You got to join a good, strong network. The Russian Empire Network. They fell apart when I was like 5. There's the United States Network, which I don't know. Is it changing? Is it going to be morphing, or is it going to fall apart? Is it going to break up into regional superpowers? Is it going to be like California, 2 or 3 countries? I'm a little worried. Part of me thinks, maybe America needs an enemy, and Trump's smart. He'll be like, you got to create a strong enemy for people to unite against, because there's a lot of like internal divisions in America, right? And he's like, hey, we need to find an external enemy to hate. Otherwise you get problems. You got to have an external enemy. So the Chinese could be that, right? We could all hate the Chinese people. I do kind of like Chinese food. Are you guys going to close all the Chinese food places? So if you want to make some money, hoard some Chinese food, because they're going to be our enemy, and we're not. It's not going to be Chinese food. It's going to be American something food. So it won't be like Szechuan chicken. It'll be like freedom chicken with fried rice. Freedom chicken with fried rice. Hot freedom chicken with fried rice. And then you have the I don't know, General Washington's chicken with fried rice. General Patton's chicken with fried rice. I don't eat a lot of Chinese food. I only get the chicken normally. When I like the hot chicken, and it's normally just fried chicken with rice. I'm not really an expert in Chinese food, to be 100% honest here. They're not called egg rolls. Egg roll is an egg roll. You can't really tell egg rolls is a Chinese term. Egg rolls are now freedom rolls. Okay. You know, I guess in one way, Trump is probably more. I think China is a bigger threat than Russia, right? Like, you know, China's, I would guess, 2 or 3 times stronger than Russia. I'm guessing. I don't know. So maybe he's smart in what he's doing in Ukraine because of that. Because he's like, we don't care about this problem, and if you want us to care, you're going to have to give us mineral rights, because we've got a big problem in China, and we'll give you help, but you're going to have to give us something in return. And everybody else is like, hey man, you owe us a bunch of stuff. Maybe he is smart. That's what I dislike about Trump. It's always like half of me thinks he's like smart and half of me thinks he's like evil, and I can't tell which one's which. They're very confusing. He confuses me. He's a coy, smart fox. Is he evil or smart or both? Dang it, he is right, isn't he? China's a bigger trouble. China's a bigger problem than Ukraine. And so when he wants Ukrainian mineral rights, he's basically saying, hey, we're only willing to care if you give us something in return, because we're not going to fucking leech out shit to you. God damn it, stop being smart, dude. I like disliking you. I really like disliking Trump, and he keeps making it hard for me to dislike him. He needs to do stupider shit. You know, like, isn't Europe fucked anyway? They don't even fuck. Those Europeans won't even fuck to protect themselves, so there's no point in protecting Europe. They've become complacent. They need to get some fuki on. Fuki. Get those Germans and them French and them British to get their networks running. You gotta wet the network a little bit sometimes. You gotta get them. You gotta lubricate the networks. Get them running. What a weird connection. Neil Ferguson would be proud. He would not be proud. He would be like, I do not know who that fucker is. I do not like his jokes about me. I do not support comparing my network analogy of life to a network of, I guess it's a network of, because there's this story I've heard of, like, the old, if you go like tribal as in humans are these things in Africa, and they have like a tribal alpha king. And the tribal alpha king has access to he is the alpha, so he gets to, he has his choice on the females, right? And then does he kind of pimp out the other females? He sort of says, hey, you can go hook up with them. He has to give permission on the marriages, maybe. I'm talking about in like an African hunter-gatherer kind of way, right? Like when you get married, the Indians, if you wanted to marry the chieftain's daughter, you had to be like the alpha male of the group, right? If you ever seen Pocahontas, whoever, the chieftain, when he said, you want to hook up with Pocahontas, you had to be the toughest motherfucker of the Shaws, the Kaws, what are the Indian warriors called? There's an Indian warrior name, right? I like to collect Indian beads. Can I marry your wife, chieftain? Yes, you can marry my wife, Pocahontas. You collect Indian beads. Thank you. Wow, that is a cynical interpretation of life. Kind of feel bad for the guy. Like he gave his daughter away, and then she married like what, John Rawls or something. And then, you know, he probably, I don't know what happened to his village of Indians. It probably ended well. Don't pimp your daughter out to Europeans if you're an Indian, probably. Or maybe not, I don't know. I don't know that story that well. I once watched the Pocahontas movie. That's my entire knowledge of Pocahontas. So, The Sword and the Compass and the, what is the name of that book he wrote? The Compass and the Networks. Hey, Networks, Ghost in the Shell, my favorite. The 2007 one was about networks. Like you have cults. A cult is a network. A terrorist group is a network. FBI, you know, the mafia, that's a network. You know, you think of like little lines on a, you have the mafia boss and the capos. You have Tony Soprano with, you know, his underbosses, and that's what a network is. And there's also Burger King, and, you know, I'm walking by a Burger King. So whatever's in my vision at the moment is what I'm thinking. There's a Crystal over here, so there's the Crystal Network. There's the Hoover Institution Network, which is a YouTube channel that, they're the suit-wearing conservatives. They aren't really populists. They're more the suit-wearing kind of conservatives. Kind of a Buckley, maybe more of a Buckley vibe. I don't know. I don't like populism. I like anti-populism. There needs to be like an anti-popular party. Like, what is anti-popular? You know, I'm running on a platform of whatever the people don't like is what I'm going to tell you. I'm the bad news guy. I'm the guy who's like, hey, you think you're this. You ain't. I don't know. That's not that funny. Give the people what they want. Give them what they want. Give the people what they want. Give them what they want. The new Bread and Circuses party, we offer unlimited breadsticks, and you get to go to 24 circuses a year. 24, 2 a month. You know, so every 2 weeks you get to go to a circus. All the breadsticks you can eat. It's my new network, Bread and Circus Network. Kind of like Netflix. Is Netflix like a circus? They're entertainment, I guess. They stream entertainment for $10. Is it like $20 a month now? I don't know. When I was a kid, Netflix was $10 a month. I bet it's like $20 a month now. I don't like them Netflixers nickel and diming me. I want my $10 Netflix back. You never paid for Netflix in your life, so why are you complaining about Netflix? I'm trying to connect to the common man. I'm trying to convince you people that I'm just like you. I'm just like you people, okay? Look in my eyes, okay? I'm not going to make eye contact with you because literally, you know, you're beneath me, but pretend I make eye contact with you. And, you know, I want you to have a great lawn. Here's the Grass Life Network. Here's the Remax Network. Here's the Burger King Network. Here's the... I think you're misusing networks in that context. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. This is Beth. She sells houses. She's part of the Remax Network. Hi, Beth. You NPC of Remax. Is she an NPC of Remax? Maybe. Or maybe she's just a normal human being, part of a network. You know, I don't know. You know, what's the opposite of Remax? What's another real estate network? Do you think they're gonna like pop Beth off? The opposite of Remax would be shit. You need to know more networks if you're gonna do network jokes. Shit. dumbass doesn't know more than one fucking real estate network. What a dumbass. There's probably some other ones. Remax. You could just make up terms and maybe people would fall for it. The Gold Estate Real Estate Network. That sounds plausible. You people will fall for that. You're idiots. I've seen what you people fall for. You will fall for that. He's unionly projecting his own stupidity onto you. So do not take his insults with a grain of sand, grain of salt, grain of sugar. A grain of salt. Why would you take something with a grain of salt? Take it with a grain of salt. You know, is it called an idiom? Is it a phrase? Why would you take something with a grain of salt? Spoonful of sugar helps the grain of salt go down. The grain of salt go down. The grain of salt go down. You need to know what a grain of salt is before you sing songs about it. Shit. Spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. Anyone got some sugar? I need some fucking sugar to help the medicine go down. Sugar! He's going to start singing a System of a Down song called Sugar. So he hasn't sung the song in his head in how many years? He's trying to access the memory of Sugar, the song by System of a Down. And he has not heard the song since, I don't know, maybe 2000 something, early 2000s. So he's trying to access a memory he has not accessed in a while. It's a very unique experience to try and remember a song. Sugar, da 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 da, all the time. Sugar. I play Russian roulette every day on man's sport with a world called life. Yeah, I'm the whole life. Every time I find out where I really want to be, it's already where I'm at. That's a different song, isn't it? You don't know the song Sugar. You can't remember the song, dumbass. Oh well, at least it's not on like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Sing the lyrics of Sugar by the band System of a Down for $50,000, $100,000. You know, I'd fail miserably. Shit. No one cares that you cannot sing the song Sugar by System of a Down. So it's life or death, okay? Sing the lyrics to the song Sugar. You know, if you do that, if you put yourself in a life and death situation over very mundane things, it kind of trivializes doing things, doesn't it? It's kind of like, you know, I'm going to need you to specifically sing with every complete accuracy the song Stairway to Heaven by whoever the fuck sang that. All that glitters is gold. That's the moral of the song, right? There's a lady who's sure all that glitters is gold. All that glitters is gold. Okay, now I'm kind of... I need to get some cocaine. Anyone know where I can get some cocaine? Coke? I need to buy a Coke. Coke. Where can I get a... Is there a gas station? I need a Coca-Cola. I need something... Coca-Cola will be like soul food because it's a consistent taste I can get anywhere. I would like some 1910s Coke with coca leaves in it, please. I'd like some Laudium, please. I'd like some... I'd like one of those, in the 50s, those Jack Kerouacs and shit. They were doing a bunch of meth out of, like, inhalers. I need to get some meth out of an inhaler so I can go on the road. On the road again. Yeah, that's a Billy Nelson's, or Billy? On the road again. Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? There's a person putting cardboard in outside of a bowling alley, so they're, Bowling Alone. You could connect it to that, right? They heard you sing that. That'd be... I wonder how crazy I come off. I'm singing the Bad Boys theme to cop cars driving by. It's not that original. Most people have probably seen that. Am I that lady or guy? I couldn't tell if it's a lady or a guy. Am I that person's crazy guy in a Jack's parking lot? I probably am. Secretly, I am. I was walking. It was like midnight. It's like, what time is it? It's 12:51. I was putting cardboard in a dumpster. This fucking nut job screaming the Bad Boys. Is it Bad Boys? It's the Cops theme. It's not Bad Boys. It's Bad Boys. Bad Boys. I don't know what the song is. Man, I'm telling you, man, there's some crazy people in this world singing every time they see a cop siren, they sing the Bad Boys theme. Surrounded by nut jobs, man. This society is going to crap. When I was a kid, people didn't sing the Bad Boys theme every time they saw a cop car driving by. Shit. I am the moral decay of society. Oh, man. So I was thinking about this in my head because I was talking about this earlier. Like, I got fired from a place, and it wasn't. I had the skills to get myself out, but I would have had to give up. Like, in my head, I would have had to give something up, which was, it's like my property versus their property. They thought that something in my head was their property, and I was trying to think of like a contract I could do that would satisfy me, because in my head, I just don't trust people. So I want to be able to put my feet on the ground. I don't want to be pimped out by people. And in my head, it was like the problems they had were, I guess I see all problems as existential problems. I mean, existential in the sense of like a person holds a gun to your head. You have an existential problem. You have a gun to your head. And they're trying to take my ideas, erase my name off of them, and put, their name on it. Trying to put it part of their company. A network and a company are kind of the same thing. And in my head, there's a weird area when it comes to companies and networks. If you go and you worked at Burger King or something, or McDonald's, the McDonald's network, they technically solve all the problems. You just give them the idea and they accept your idea because they're technically the network heads, I guess. I guess that's their worldview. And then in my worldview, they run a shitty network and their network should be destroyed. Ha ha ha. I don't know, that's a weird analogy. To get all Bakunin on networks, if a network can be destroyed, it should be destroyed. I don't want to get all anarchist on you, network anarchist. Then again, individuals are just networks. We have a network of organs. We have the network of the central nervous system, right? The central nervous system network. There's the kidneys and the lungs and the brain and the bone. That song, the knee bone's connected to the something network. There's a network that whole bone system is probably connected to. I don't know. I'm kind of lost. I'm just lost. I'm just walking around a city because I'm lost. I'm trying to understand the Florence network. If I keep looking at it, maybe I'll figure out what here's the AutoZone network. Here's a Dunk-in network. Here's a car dealership network. Here's how many other networks do I see? There's some lights on a car network. There's probably people who make lights for cars. They're probably a network of people. Probably a mafia. What is this car? It gets 37 miles per gallon. It's a Mitsubishi. The Mitsubishi network. They made Zeros when I was a kid. Not when I was a kid. Back in the 40s, they made Zeros. The Mitsubishi. Now they make cars. So networks are adaptive. An adaptive network can go from making Zeros to cars that get 37 miles per gallon. That's pretty cool. The Mitsubishi network is connected to the Hirohito network. The Hirohito network is connected to the... I don't know that many Japanese networks. The Yakuza network. 7 degrees of network. All movies connect to the movie network by 7 degrees. That's called the network effect. Off the top of my head, I can't name any of the actors in the movie Network, but there were probably some pretty famous ones. I just don't know the 70s actors that well, so I'm sorry. Was the lady kind of famous? Huh. The network's connected to the network. The network's connected to the network. Here's the Arby's network. Here's the Popeyes network. Another term is franchise. Franchise network. Here's the Ashley Home Store network. See, I'm telling you, you're surrounded by... When I was a kid, they told us about simple machines and complex machines. All machines are made up... They told us that all machines are made up of simple machines. Complex machines are made up of simple machines. And simple machines were like ramps and stuff. Pulleys? I think it was like pulleys and ramps. And I remember thinking they were like, there's a bunch of planes on our elementary school, and I thought we actually had airplanes on our school campus. God, I was a dumbass. They just meant like inclined planes. They didn't mean like planes. So I was kind of disappointed when I found out that they just meant like ramps, like handicap ramps. There were no planes. There was handicap ramps, which is kind of disappointing. If I was Donald Trump, I would make every elementary school have a plane on it, a literal airplane. And then they could go out there in the 2nd or 3rd or 4th grade and be like, there's an airplane. It flies. You know, I don't want to fucking look at a fucking inclined plane. Yawn. Yawn. Why do you remember that story? You really thought there was an airplane on your elementary school. You're like, there's no airplanes on. And then it just ended up being a fucking handicap ramp. You were disappointed. You were literally disappointed, you little retard. Holy shit. You really thought there was going to be an airplane. Welcome to... I wouldn't call this world hell. I just call it like disappointment. It's not really bad. It's just... Ugh. 2 for $6.99, Surf and Turf. Now part of the Arby's Surf and Turf network. The surf and the turf have connected together to form a network of... it's lobster and steak normally, right? Isn't surf and turf like lobster and steak? The Hobby Lobby network. Do you have a hobby? Well, come on down to our lobby. We've connected lobbies and hobbies together to form a network. This joke is nowhere near as funny as you think it is. But in your little stupid head, it's kind of funny. Just going around calling out networks. Little mobsters, these little Hobby Lobby mobsters, these little, you know, they have a bunch of Hobby Lobbies that are pretty big. I'm pretty sure the Hobby Lobby could kick your ass. You should not be making fun of the Hobby Lobby. The Hobby Lobby has a pretty strong lobby up in DC, so I'm going to regret that one. Tomorrow morning, I will be found dead for having, you know, fucked with the Hobby Lobby. Fucking retard. Fucking A. The Hobby Lobby's connected to the... who's the competition of the Hobby Lobby? Is there another box store that does Hobby Lobby shit? I'm trying to think of Hobby Lobby. There used to be like Walmart and Kmart went, but there's still like Amazon. There's Amazon and Walmart. There isn't. Walmart doesn't have competition, do they? Target kind of. The Target network, the Walmart, Sam's network, the Costco network, how many networks are there that still exist? The mall network is kind of degrading. There's the other networks. Is it really just Walmart and Amazon? Target? Is there something else? There's got to be another one, right? There's still some grocery stores. Walmart, I wonder what percentage of the Walmart grocery store market they got. There's Publix. There used to be Food Lion. What else is there? There's Winn-Dixie, right, in the south. There's Kroger, maybe. I think Walmart's going to put them all out of business. Target, they have super Targets, and super Targets are kind of like super Walmart. So Target is more expensive than Walmart. And they don't have as many, they're a little upper scale, I guess. Walmart needs to start their own upper class Walmart. Huh. Upper class Walmart. Are you tired of shopping at Walmart? Are you tired of our blue colors? Come on down to, was blue a good color or bad? I thought Blue Bloods is about cops. But what about, what is an aristocratic color? Isn't blue blood also a, what color blood is the aristocracy? The aristocracy, really? You can't say aristocracy? I'm imagining the word, okay? The aristocracy. No, it's called aristocracy. The aristocracy. Are they blue bloods, or are they? Because I thought blue blood was a term for like rich people, but there was a show called Blue Bloods, and that was about cops. So I'm gonna have to look that up. Are blue bloods rich people, or are they? They're part of the cop network, the Blue Blood network, the Blue Stripe network, and there's the Black Lives Matter network, and then there's the, what else? What other networks are there? There's a lot of networks, let me just tell you that. There's the Black Panther network, the NAACP network, the ACLU network, the Nazi network, a lot of networks. A lot of ins and outs. You got to know the networks, okay? Know your networks. Huh. You're very funny, boy. You gonna walk around Hickory Hills? You gonna make fun of the rich people with their flames of their No Country for Old Men flames? You kind of wanna, but you're not gonna. You're gonna go home and eat something because you're hungry. You're a little cold and you want something to eat. So no, I do like those flames. I really like those the Wario flames. That take you 10 minutes to go see. Do you want to go see it? Do you want to see the Wario flames, buddy? You're being your own. You're comforting yourself by, you're trying to give yourself a reward. I'm going to go look at the W, because that W flame is pretty fucking dope. I'm not going to lie. That's the highlight of my existence, is the W flame in front of that one fella's house in Hickory Hills. Wow, you are cuckoo for cocoa birds. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. There's the Cocoa Puff Network. There's the Post Network. They make cereal. Post. General Mills Network. There's the Cookie Crisp Network. There's the Cookie Monster. He's part of the Sesame Street Network. That house has really nice doors, but the house looks kind of cheap. It's kind of cool. The doors look like they cost like $2,000 or $3,000, but the house looks not that nice. It's kind of, maybe I just can't tell. They have it really well lit too. It's like a wooden door, double wooden doors. I'd fuck those doors, man. No homo. You can't fuck doors, and I don't think fucking doors makes you a homo. I think it's just you like the way those wooden doors look. Nice. No homo. That's a weird fetish. You get ostracized if you like to fuck wooden doors. I really like the way those wooden doors look. They are very elegante. They aren't even that nice. They're average. They're above average for this area. But, if you were like a Bill Gates would be like, yawn, 2 out of 10 doors. He doesn't know about the common man's doors. He lost track of the common man. He came from came from California. He had a thirst for windows. He studied, was he a lawyer or a business guy at California College? That's where he caught the Windows eye. He's trying to take the song Common People and can combine it with Bill Gates. And then he's going to have Bill Gates fuck a window. He thinks that's really funny. Wow, you are a real comedian, buddy. People do light their houses more. I think that's a newer thing. The house, that door, it's okay. It's not great, but it's a well-lit house. Huh. But it's good for crime, because we got our light on, buddy. Don't fuck with us. We're part of the well-lit network. God, you are so stupid. Huh. If I wasn't so stupid, I swear to God, I might actually take this seriously. Is that? Oh, those are just. That's pretty well lit. I like the lights on that one. Kind of nice. Nice. Got a lamppost in the front. You got to comment on the people's lights. People, when a person lights themselves up, you gotta applaud them. There's this documentary I was watching about, there was some guy they captured in Afghanistan, and they tortured the shit out of him. They like waterboard him and stuff, and he'd already gotten like a PTSD off of like getting hit by a grenade or something, or concussion, and he was going through his childhood memories. And he remembered this cartoon about like the angel and the demon on your shoulders. It was some old American cartoon, probably like Bill Avery or something. And I swear to God, there's this one I remember. There was one, it must have been like Daffy Duck, and he goes to like a carnival production thing, and he's like, I got a presentation for you. And he does the presentation, and he dies during the presentation because he like shoots himself out of a cannon. He does like a bunch of cool shit, but he dies doing it. And then, so the moral of the story is, don't go showing your best shit off to the carnival guy, or you'll kill yourself doing it. I don't know. What was the moral of that? Whatever. There's no moral. Poor guy. He made bombs in the 80s. He went to Afghanistan to fight the Russians. And then he goes over there and he gets his head blown. He gets like a concussion. And the fucker, he came from like Saudi Arabia. And here's the thing. Saudi Arabia was getting rid of their lower classes. They were like, hey, why don't you people go over there and fight the Russians? They were kind of using those people. It's one of the stories. And, the poor guy, and then he comes back to Saudi Arabia. Here's the cool thing about Saudi Arabia. The people at the top are like, yeah, Muslim values. Driving Lamborghinis, drinking in their houses. Bunch of phony balonies is what they are. Phony balonies. Kind of feel bad for he was a terrible person. He was involved in 9/11, but I still kind of feel bad for the fucker, because he went back to Saudi Arabia and he realized, this whole thing is kind of a joke, isn't it? It's held together by bullshit. I see bullshit everywhere. Bullshit. I need to get some of those enzymes that get rid of bullshit. How do you get rid of bullshit? Google, how do you get rid of bullshit? This whole thing is such bullshit. Flame on, flames. He would watch Rambo 3 and make bombs. What a fucking nut job. Rambo 3, he fights with the Mujahideen to fight the Russians. The Russians only lost like 10K in that war. Then they lost the war and they lost their empire. And then, poor Russians. Karl Marx failed them. Or they failed Karl Marx. I don't know who failed who. Some network did not meet up to its expectations in that story. The Saudi Arabian network, it kind of dropped the ball. So did the Soviet Union network, and it's no longer a network, actually. Poor network. He's projecting feelings onto networks now. Well, he really is a little nut job, isn't he? Oh, man. Here's an iron lattice fence. Nice. He's crazy for crazy prices at Ollie's. He's crazy for well-cut lawns. He's crazy for, I don't know, really cool doors, really cool flames for a lantern on a house, really cool white boats with ladies shaking their buttocks while I sing country. I wonder if any country stars ever done that. Is there a country song where the guy's like on an ocean yacht? It would always be. I bet they do like river boats. The country people probably like the river boats, and they play their guitar on a river boat. No ocean liner boats. No yachts, mega yachts like Russian oligarch yachts. Drinking my whiskey on my $10 million. Those things cost more than 10 mil, don't they? They're probably like 50 mil. 50 mil yacht. It's got a helicopter pad on the back. Got my bitches shaking their buttocks and their Daisy Dukes. Kind of sounds cool. Jessica Simpson in some cutoffs. Shaking her butt. Early 2000s Jessica Simpson. I don't know what she looks like now. Maybe, wasn't there like a Britney Spears movie where she's in a car? Does she wear Daisy Dukes in that? Those blonde girls from the early 2000s kind of merge. Christina Aguilera. I think all three of them were in a movie, and they're wearing Daisy Dukes, and they're shaking their buttocks on a big yacht. There's the helicopter pad, and Jay-Z's on it, and he's singing a song, and I don't know, that might not be real. That might be a fake memory. Big pimpin' Daisy Dukes. Big pimpin' $100 million boat. Big pimpin'. I don't know, you're boring. Why are you so boring? Why can't I have an original idea? Lampposts. Oh, man. Big pimpin'. I did it all for the Nookie Network. I did it all for the Nookie Network. Okay, so now you're doing Limp Bizkit Nookie Network songs. Let's see what else is there. I feel like a freak on a network. He's trying to do Freak on a Leash Network. Let's see. What else is there? What was that? Papa Roach. Cut my network into pieces. This is my last reason. Okay, that one. That could work for a joke. Let's see. Other early 2000 songs. It was all a yellow network. Da 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 da. So he's trying to do a Coldplay song joke there. Da, 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 da. Because he's walking on a beach and it's like sunrise. So he's part of the yellow network. Okay. Let's see what else is there. There's how does that song go? It was all, is it yellow? Mellow? It was all yellow. Do. I don't even remember the names. See, I'm telling you, man, these memories, they don't stay in your head that long. They disappear. They're like sand in a sand network. Sand mandala network. Mandingo network. It's like sand in a penis. There you go. There's a truck silhouette right here. I do not know. Is that a Tesla truck? It's so sharp. It could be. Or it just could be you have bad vision. You suck. Da, 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 da. So I need to walk around at like 4 o'clock so I can do like my Coldplay reference. This joke would work a lot better if I could do a Coldplay joke while walking around while the sun was rising. You'd have to walk for like 4 or 5 more hours to pull that off. And that's a lot of walking. I don't feel like walking for 5 hours. You could take a break for like 2 hours and start walking again. 2 walks in, That could work. Just to do your Coldplay joke. That could work. That'd be hilarious, right? For me, it would be. It wouldn't be. I don't think any human being on the earth would actually laugh at the concept of a guy purposefully doing a Coldplay joke. You know. I'm telling you, man, it's hard to guess what you people want. You people. You normies. You normies. The Normie Network. There's the Me Network. The Me Network. There's the Beast that shouted I at the Heart of the World Network. How about that network? The Beast that shouted I at the Heart of the World Network. I need to dye my hair red. And then I can have a bunch of lances penetrate me at the same time. That'd be kind of cool. And I'll scream violently as the electricity runs out of my body. Out of my Ava suit. My Ava network. My network of robotics connecting armor plate. The Ava is actually a living thing that is being controlled forcefully? I don't even know. I don't remember the story that well. Was it like... How did they control it? Why didn't it just get up and start walking around? I mean, it could do that. At times it could do that. But what kept it from doing that? Was it like a... Were they drugging it up or something? Or it's just an anime and they made it all up. They probably just made it all up. Yeah, that's probably the answer. It's just made up bullshit. Don't make me get all Shinji Ikari on ya. I'll start eating the angels. Eating angels? Really? You're gonna make eating angel jokes? Is that his id? Is that his is the idnal forces of the Ava are, you know, I will consume what I have to. My network of Avas. Yeah, shit, you're fucked, buddy. Da 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 da. Turn it into something. You really can't remember the lyrics of that song. Is it turn into something beautiful? You know, for you, is it bleed myself? Try for you, I bleed my... It has nothing to do with blood, and you're just making up lyrics. You're gonna have to look up the lyrics to that song now. Shit. That's the problem, you know. You don't hear a song for like 10 or 20 years, and you start making up lyrics to it. There's no blood in the song. And it's not yellow, right? It's not. Is the song called Yellow? Mellow? Jello? It's yellow, right? Holy shit. It was all yellow. Huh. I'm telling you, it's like these songs I heard when I was a kid, I thought I understood them, and now I realize they either don't mean anything or I never actually understood what the song was about. It was just about walking on the beach in the morning. I don't know, it was about yellow. This is kind of lame. It was all yellow. This is a white light. I don't think it's a yellow light. I think most of the lampposts now are kind of white. They're not. This one over here is kind of yellow-ish. There's some yellow. Yeah, there's some yellow ones. Huh. What other songs from the early? Freak on a Leash. That was Korn. That was Papa Roach. That was Limp Bizkit. There was... Who else was there? other songs were there? What other? NSYNC Network. There's the NSYNC Network. There was the Backstreet Boys Network. Those groups are kind of like networks in and of themselves. There's the Destiny's Child Network. There was the, I never listened to them when I was younger, but there was the Wu-Tang Clan Network. There was the NWA Network. There was the DMX Network. Was that a network or was that his name? I don't know. Sorry. Was he DMX or was he part of a network in that one? I don't know. Do I turn left here or do I turn... You know, for you I bleed myself dry. For you do. Yeah, I think I'm going the right way. Yeah, I know where I'm going. I'm not allowed... I wonder if I'll see those dogs ever again. I should redo those videos, because there was one decent video I had where these two dogs followed me. That was actually kind of cool. That was kind of cool. It was almost a smile. Almost a smile. Almost a frown. Here's a mailbox. You do mailbox jokes. Mailbox network. You know, you could get rid of the post office probably. Have I done this joke before? Did I do this joke last night or 2 nights ago? The mailbox joke. It's not a joke. You could get rid of the postal service. What if Trump got rid of the UPS, and he gave everybody like 100 free gigs off of that Elon Musk satellite network, so you could get 100 free gigs of email a month or something? Would that be cheaper or more expensive than the current price of the post office? I don't know. I mean, I'm just throwing ideas. I'm an ideas guy. I'm not a doer. I'm an ideas. I just throw random ideas out there, and I've done no research on any of this. That's the whole point. I'm winging it. I'm on the edge of my seat. I'm on the edge of my sanity. I'm on the edge of my sanity. I'm on the edge of my seat. They're trying to make me act a fool because I'm already on the edge of my seat. I'm already on the edge of my pants, edge of my toes, edge of my cliff, edge of my edging off. I'm edging off. See, I was on the edge, and they gave me just a little bit extra, and I kind of lost control there for a second. Y'all gonna make me bust a nut up in here. He just took act of foo and turned it into a edging. You went a little too far in your edging. You pushed it a little too far, and then kind of annoying when that happens. You know, you're edging. You're on the edge. You know, you're right on the edge of the cliff. You know, edge of your seat. Edge of your, I don't know, seat belt. And, you know, just a little too much stimulation. Okay. Thank you for that joke. Hey, it's a blue light. It's not the cool blue light is the one in the guy's garage. He has a blue light and it lights up his garage. But this guy's got a blue light too. He used to work at Kmart, and in honor of Kmart going out of business, he keeps the blue light special going. You got to keep that blue light going. You got to be the beacon of the world. The world needs leaders, and this blue light guy, he reminds people of the blue light special. So, good fella, upstanding citizen. Where am I? I think I don't normally walk this way. Probably, are you near those churches? Are you near? You went a different way and you're going to get lost. You're not going to get lost. You'll just have to walk along the highway probably. I'm on the highway of Helton. I'm on the Helton. No, it's not the Helton Highway. It's the, I'm on the Darby Helton Highway. Yeah, okay. Good joke there. Take an AC/DC song and change the name of the street you're on and call it the highway of whatever street you're going to end up walking on. Very amusing. You amuse me greatly. Are you not entertained by my AC/DC jokes? Huh. The AC/DC network of electricity. There's direct current. I don't know. I don't know that much about electricity, so I really can't do electricity jokes that well. 120, 220, 360, 360. Is that a joke about electricity? Are there any electricians in the crowd that can help bolster these jokes a little bit? I wonder if there's any like electrician comedian. I'm an electrician, and all his jokes you have to be an electrician to understand. The world's greatest electrician comedian. There needs to be more comedians that are very niche. Like only a plumber joke. He only does plumbing jokes. That'd be kind of cool. I'm tired of these broad generalist comedians. I want a comedian that for me to understand it, I have to actually be part of the plumbing community or the electrician community. His jokes would be, or her, they could be very specialized. I'm the world's funniest post office comedian. I do jokes about, but hitting on the keyboard where you can't tell what they wrote. They probably have some jokes about that, or they have some jokes about postal codes. Maybe. I've got different hoes in different area codes. Okay. That's a rap song, right? Hoes in different area codes. And it's a joke by the world's greatest UPS comedian. Have you ever... They probably know all the ins and outs of driving those like white UPS cars. They probably have a term for those cars. They have a whole lingo. The whole UPS, United States Postal Service, USPS. It's a community. It's a network. Corrupt network. It's going to be taken down. We're going to take it down. Take it down. Take it down, boy. Take it down. What's the deal with... And then you make jokes about different area codes, like... You'd have to know all the New York City postal codes to do this joke well. Yeah, so... I'm really sorry. These, I was expecting to do some good jokes tonight, and they were only great. They weren't good. They were great. They were the greatest. This was a great awakening of jokes. This was not a mediocre awakening of jokes. This was a real... We had some real zingers tonight, friendos. Buckaroos. Hopefully you guys laughed your room queen. Hopefully you I'm just looking at houses, sorry. I haven't been farting as much. My fart machine, I think, is broke. Maybe I haven't been eating enough. I don't think I have the money to buy those CO2 cartridges anymore. And, that's kind of... You buy the CO2 cartridges and, it's kind of a cheap comedic joke, but, if you want to be a professional comedian, you gotta invest in the $5,000 CO2 implant for your ass. And then you have to buy the little cartridges for the CO2 so that you can make fart jokes anytime you want by farting. So I've got different codes for different areas. I've got different codes. I've got different codes for different games. I've got different codes for different time periods. What's another word for code? Cipher. Cipher is a thing that opens up a code, right? There's also the bad guy from The Matrix, because you're obsessed with The Matrix, right? I'm like Neo, man. I took the red pill, and then I took the blue pill, and then I woke up and there was a bunch of robots, and they were all fighting, and they had plasma rifles, and then this other guy gave me a pill, and then I found out that okay, that joke's not that funny. I do like, I think cities are a lot more beautiful when there's no one around them. When there's only like 1 in 100 of the normal people. It's kind of cool. It's almost beautiful. I'm on the Darby Drive Highway. Huh. Is that what it's called? What is this highway called? It's the Darby one, right? That's Cloyd. I'm on the Cloyd Road to Cloyd. Here's a dead person who has a memorial. There's no cars on the street, so I'm just like walking on the street because it's like I feel like Neo in that Devil's Advocate movie where he's walking around in New York City and there's no one there. It's kind of cool. I'm pretty fucking dope right now. Feeling pretty fucking high, man. I'm what's his name? Neo. His name is what's that fucking douchebag's name? Neo. His name's Neo, right? What's his name? Will Smith. His name's Will Smith. No, it's not. It's okay. My mental network is failing me right now. So imagine what it must be like to have Alzheimer's. It's like right now I can't remember. I want to say Diane Keaton, but it's not Diane Keaton. It's Keanu Reeves. There you go. Keanu Reeves walking around in New York City. No one's on the street. And they had to pay people to do that. So, but it's a cool scene. So, it's pretty dope. Now you can just do a CGI. I mean, you could probably pay like $100. You could probably get a guy in your city to do that for like a couple $100 now. It's like filthy cheap. Like, but back in the 90s, they actually had to like pay money to do that. Kind of makes you feel sad, you know? You know, when Star Wars was first created, George Lucas had to literally create Star Destroyers. He had to go up into space and he had to build these huge Star Destroyers. He had to build the Death Star. And nowadays they just do it with CGI. It's kind of crazy. They really lost something with CGI, I think, you know, because you know how many people were employed making the Death Star? It was like hundreds of thousands of people had to build that thing. It was literally the size of like a moon. So, and he found his own planet. He made his own planet. He had to blow up his own planet. Think about the logistics of that, you know? Then CGI just made everything, you know, cheap and easy to do, so. Fucking dumbass. Yeah. I amuse myself very much. My jokes are not for you, they are for me. This guy's got a red door. It's the only part of his house that's lit up, so it kind of pops. He has a red door, and it pops. It's a popping red door. Is there a song about a red door? Maybe. There's probably a song about a red door. The red door goes to the pimp's house. It's a red light. It's not a red door. Right? That man he's whoring out his daughter/wife because he's got a red door. I don't know. I'm making this shit up. Please do not beat me up, red door guy. It's meant to be a very loose connection to the concept of houses and What do doors and lights symbolize? You know, I don't literally think the guy with the blue light in his house worked at Kmart and he's holding the flame for Kmart. You know, what is that term called? Holding the flame? I don't remember. Festering the flame, holding the flame. Yellow light. I don't know if it's yellow, but it's like a dirty yellow color. I don't. What are you? What do you symbolize? Yellow light. What do you mean? You already did that joke. You did it 2 days ago. The Y joke. Y. A-E-I-O-U-Y. Sometimes Y. Only sometimes Y. Huh. Sometimes Y. Sometimes Y. Sometimes Y. Green light. Red light, green light. There's a joy joke right there. This guy's got a green light for a door buzzer. So, red light, green light. You could connect that to edging, right? Edging, green light, red light. Huh. Welcome to the jungle. We got jungle networks. There's the lion network. There's the hyena network. There's the worms network. There's the grass network. There's the baboon network. There's the I don't know, there's a bunch of networks in the Lion King, right? Yeah, a lot of networks. What is that? You don't have a bloody nose, do you? You tasted something. You ever taste something in your... It's like copper? I'm gonna have a heart attack. It's metally. Bloody. I'm gonna die. Here's the real blue light guy. He's the real one. He actually did work. No, I don't know. I don't know the guy, but he worked for Kmart in this made-up story. There's two of them. Whenever you see a blue light, remember, you gotta worry about them. They secretly want to, you know, overthrow Walmart, put back in Kmart. Gotta worry about them people. They carrying that flame. Do. Here's a church network to the right of me. They're a famous network. They're kind of, what's the difference between a church network and a cult network? Huh. The church network, the cult network. Okay, you're just running out of ideas. I've only got like 3 or 4 minutes left, so come on, figure out a very good ending. If I can figure out a good ending, you guys won't remember that I haven't really done anything good in a while. That's my goal. That's the thing. Before you die, you got to do like one last good act. That way people will forget all the bad stuff you did. You have like one good act, not joke. You can call it a good act is kind of a good joke, right? One good act. I got to give an onion to like a homeless person or something. That's stupid. I give you onion. You want onion, mister? Onion soup. Supposedly onions are pretty good if you cook them right. I was watching some 5-star Michelin YouTube video, and this guy, he cooks an onion, and then he just cuts a bunch of potatoes, and he cuts them like, 2 or 3, maybe 2/16 of an inch, and then he makes like a casserole, and he's like, this is my favorite, and it's got a bunch of milk, like buttermilk, like heavy milk, like a creamy milk and butter. You probably put like a couple sticks of butter in it, and I don't like onions, but I kind of want to eat that. Holy moly, I want to eat that someday. It was just a bunch of potatoes and milk and like sauteed onions. Huh. That's not that funny. Was that your ender? Your ender was, I want to eat a 5-star Michelin potato. My deathbed wishes. If I could relive my life, I would like to have eaten a potato dish with lots of butter and some milk. Buttermilk, and it had these sauteed onions on the bottom. And he made, what is it called when you take a wax paper and you make your own lid? There's like a French term for it, where you cut a lid out of wax paper. And the French have this like term for it because they're a pretentious network of French people. So, saucier, I am a saucier. They took 100 ribeye steaks and they made me cook them char grill. I do not like that. I'm a saucier. Yeah, it's an Apocalypse Now joke about the chef. Huh. You are a real comedian, Misa. So, heads I win, tails you lose. So, I don't think I could walk around for 5 hours after this, because you've already done 2 or 3, right? That'd be like, how many hours could you walk around? You should do like a walk around challenge. A challenge with yourself. How long can I walk around? Yeah, that'd be genius. Or stupid, or genius. Or stupid, or genius. Or stupid, or genius. This guy's well lit. He lights his shit up nice. Huh. I never asked this, but at the bottom of a water tower, is there normally like a building? Do they have to have like a pump station or something? Because I think I've never actually inspected a water tower. There should be like something in every city where you can just do like a guided. Every city should have like we'll just show you basic infrastructure and show you how cool it is. Like, that'd be kind of cool, just to get to know your own city better. Huh. But then you have to worry about like terrorists or thieves or something, right? You'd have to get vetted. You'd have to be, the top 20% of the city. Only the blue bloods of the city would be able to tour When I was a kid, we had a dam in our city, and after 9/11, you weren't allowed to tour the dam anymore because I don't know. I don't think I ever toured the dam. I mean, I was in the upper part. I don't think I was ever in the bottom part. I don't think I ever walked through the middle of it where they have the turbines. We got the turbines. We have turbines. They turn electricity into water, or water into... they turn water potential energy into electricity. I'm smart. I know that. See, I'm pretty smart. You think I'm stupid. I'm pretty smart. I don't think that's that smart. I think it's kind of stupid, actually. 20-hour walking challenge. I'd have to get like 2 phones, 3 phones. Just walk around. That'd be pretty fucking hot, man. I don't think you could do more than like 8. It has to be, if it was in the summer, somewhere like a spring or a fall. Spring or fall. 10-hour, 20-hour. You can be like a marathon talker to yourself or person. I do a 50-hour talk to myself. challenge. That's a funny idea, actually, because it's kind of like the context of it is that you're challenging yourself to, like, where would you go if you had to talk to yourself for 50 hours straight? You had to like talk so many, like 30 minutes of the hour you had to talk. What would you talk about for 50 hours? Genius, man. You have the best ideas I've ever heard. Literally, figuratively, symbolically, hypothetically. Okay. I got 1 minute left. What am I going to tie this together with? I got to tie this together. Tie it. Tie it, man. Tie it. I don't know. That wasn't that good. Sorry. Okay. I'm done. You guys suck. 50-hour challenge eventually someday. Never. 3:10. You disappoint me. You didn't go to Dybert Park. That's why. You cheated and you went through Hickory Hills.